So, hey, this is Rasmus, the role-playing Bob Grader. We're playing Masks of Nyarlathotep, Trail of Cthulhu campaign. This is London, part the second. It is February 6, 1925 in the game. Yesterday, players had took in a bit of art.
Or were taken in by a bit of art.
Yes.
To be precise.
And went sightseeing into the past. So they have dealt with the Serpent of Soho, as they found out, with a cunning plan, and totally no consequences for that. You're fine. So you have...
we could have mailed the picture to Carl.
Yeah.
That's what...
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what Glancy told me about, that some players had taken the cursed painting and sent it to a villain to get rid of him, which is a really neat idea. But
we could have mailed this.
You guys have already weaponized, mythos, visual technology. So you have a couple of of leads that you can pursue. It is now the morning of February the 6th. One is you have already made contact with the spice shop owner, Mr. Tefweek Al Sayed.
Nice guy. Totally doesn't deserve to be bludgeoned to death.
Nope. And he has promised to get you in contact with an inside man who works at the Penhew Foundation. He has insinuated the Penhew Foundation is dirty, that they are at least involved with smuggling or selling artifacts illegally on the black market, that kind of thing. And he is very suspicious of it, so he has promised to help you with that. There's also the Blue Pyramid, which is a nightclub that many of the victims... Why are you shaking your head? You're just...
I'm sure it's not the set piece.
Yeah. You could make any place a set piece if you try hard enough.
As apparent from the painting in a closet.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't a set piece. It was a death trap.
Well, just to refresh your memory, it is the nightclub that many of the victims, the Egyptian murder victims, have frequented. Of course, many apparent victims, or Egyptians, expats, frequent there. As well as many, other Londoners. It's a very popular nightclub, apparently. And then there is the news clippings. There's one you've not followed up with, which is apparently a wild beast in roaming the countryside.
Yeah, of course.
And mauling people, and Jackson Elias was looking into it. You don't know how far he got into it, because you don't have all his notes. Mm-hmm. But you're trying to retrace the steps. And now you know it's more than just avenging the murder of your friend. The stake is, the world itself is at stake, if you believe the fevered rantings of the priest after he came back out of another dimension or time, or even about a civilization of serpent people. That's certainly trustworthy.
You look trustworthy.
When he was muttering about the gate and the key at night, So, what do you guys want to do? The inside man is not available. He is literally an inside man. He works at the Penhew Foundation, so he will be. And you don't know which employee it is, so you have to wait until after the foundation closes to meet with him.
Has he called our answering service?
Yes,
yet?
he has. He wanted to meet last night, but you guys were busy. Says he will try again. He will call as soon as he gets off work. And give you a number then, which...
Is it morning?
Yes, it is morning.
Okay.
So, of course, there's the Penhew Foundation itself. It is as far as you can tell, legitimate archaeological research foundation.
Warning. Warning.
Well, I don't want to give you guys assumptions.
Torchwood.
Yeah. So, you can look... I have all your handouts if you want to look at them again. Just let me know.
Okay. So it would pretty much be not very productive, I think, to go to the Blue Pyramid during the daytime, being a nightclub and all.
However, it could be... We could find another ghoul. I mean, we found one in a closed nightclub.
No, it was a cemetery. Oh, yeah, no. Back in New York, yeah.
That was a bit more than closed.
It was closed down, not just not open.
Somebody called them for their disposal service.
The owners had been liquidated, especially their brains running out of the holes in their head were liquid.
So are you thinking we go chase down the werewolf of London since we nearly died in the streets of
It is
Soho,
outside
right?
of the city limits.
That's my vote. If we can do that as a day trip.
Let me look.
Is it in the heat?
Narrative convenience.
Well, it has...
Lesser Adele.
Let's see here.
Unimmerse me, Ross.
It actually, I'm sorry, it is 130 miles north of London, so it would
Okay.
be more than a day trip. But as I have told you, there will be information relevant to the campaign. Yes.
We won't be back in time to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Back
that depends on
secretly.
what time in the morning it is.
Is it
Whatever
5
time
a.m.?
of night access to a car.
Yeah, you guys have not gotten any sleep. I say if you spend the entire day sleeping in a place that you know is secure, as far as you can tell, you can regain 3 general ability points and fast forward to evening.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
good.
really low
nobody
on my
sends
abilities.
trouble.
I'm like on
There's
zero.
no gargoyles following you or anything like that. And you killed the serpent person, and the painter is raving in a jail cell, some padded cell somewhere. The cannibal painter, the cannibal artist of Soho. So yeah, you can fully refresh 3 general abilities, and you guys can just fast forward to evening, except for health, stability, and sanity, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
While we're doing that,
But yeah, I forgot one thing. When you guys saw the serpent person, did you all take off a point of sanity?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
making sure.
well,
You took
I
off
was in
more.
the painting and
Yeah.
deducted.
I think you had his roll for that.
No,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
still-
Well, if you fail your stability check, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you made your stability check, you don't. I'll have to refresh mine. I need to.
Can I try doing psychoanalysis on people since our stability is fairly low?
Oh my gosh.
Or should we communicate with sources of stability?
You could communicate with the source of stability. That would give you
You're on
one
5.
free. That would give you a refresh of 3 points.
I'm online.
If
I'm doing okay.
it's not Telegram, so you could talk to your reporter friend.
I'd talk to Patrick on the phone and say, "Hey,
He's in London right now. He was looking in the Penhew Foundation. You actually haven't talked to him yet.
So that could be important. That's
So you
not
could do
bad.
that instead of refreshing your general abilities. Because you have to.
I need the general abilities."
Well, you can just spend the day recovering. You've had a tough night. You know what?
Okay,
with
so
the
no source of
interrogation.
stability then.
Patrick.
Not. You can say that for later.
Okay, so
Oh, so we can't do that, and
No, it's one or the other. Because
All right.
if you're going
I'm
there,
gonna
because you have to leave the safety of your hotel room,
I need
and
to rest.
for some reason, you guys going out in London seems a little
Dangerous?
Yeah, weird.
I suppose it's too early for. Well, there might be telephones in the lobby, but is there a transatlantic cable by this
I
time?
think so. I will say for narrative convenience, yes.
So we could make
Actually,
phone
there
calls.
is.
You could make phone calls. Time difference, but yeah, you could.
Yeah.
it
Even
would be
so.
ridiculously expensive.
There's that.
Yeah, in fact, I'd say it costs a point of credit rating to make a. But then you
Figures.
could refresh 3 points of stability by talking to him. It's not worth the credit rating.
I'm just gonna.
Phone call, car.
I'm gonna.
Phone call,
yeah.
car.
I'm gonna hit up the Sanity Bank actually.
Okay.
Stability.
Stability Bank. Sorry.
Sanity is only.
Yeah.
So if I do
rules.
it, it's just a point to point
Yep,
ratio.
it's 2 points per one. But first, you have to make a check to do it. Remember, you have to roll 4 or better, and you only get 1 try per player. You can spend points to improve your roll, but then if you concede, then every point you spend restores 2 points of stability.
But not on me.
That's for you. I think it's a 1-to-1 ratio.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about doing me first and then Bill.
Go ahead.
Because
What
at?
stability
5.
are you at?
I'm
I'm
at
4.
2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Go first.
So I will spend 2.
Does he have to roll for himself?
No, you don't have to roll for yourself.
Oh.
It's just for other people. You know yourself.
Sweet.
So
Then I will spend. What do I want to be at?
A number.
Give yourself a good talking to.
5 points?
That's fine. Remember, usually a
Did anyone
Myth.
get first aid? I have some first aid.
No, I'm fine.
I picked
Good
up
on
first
health.
aid, so I'm fine in that. But
sweet.
so
Just remember the
That's fine.
bandage
Tom is eating popcorn, too.
conga
Yeah.
is important.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not on me.
It's a
better to
popular.
heal
It's a
someone
popular
else
snack.
than heal
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
I will spend 2 points. How is everybody else on stability?
I'm fine. I'm 9.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Everybody's fine, but me and Bill.
Yeah. I
So-
mean, I dialed up a ghoul on the. You know,
Well, and I think you.
I
did
got
something
trapped in
with
a
the limb.
painting. You talked to a
There
cannibalistic
was the
ghoul.
head and-
I'm going to spend 2 on the roll.
Okay.
deposit 3 stability.
Roll
four.
Continue the call.
Yeah, you succeed. How many do you want to
So
spend?
how many? What's
I
your
could-
max?
11, so I could take 3 if you've got 3.
I will give you 3.
All right.
And that means I have 2 left.
All right.
So
That's even enough to pull us out of the clutch if need be.
All
I'm
right. So
tempted to spend the 2 on me.
you
Do it.
spend, yeah, you
Bring me up
have, you have an
to 9.
extended lunch hour. It's very philosophical as you talk and
Ponder.
Yes, have tea.
Meaning.
Yeah.
Yes, read the papers. Pretend that you're not, pursuing this evil cult. Pretend to be normal for a while. It's very nice. It's still foggy, though.
Read some Augustine think there's a third city that he didn't mention that's hell. So.
Or Ryla. Yeah, maybe it's under the ocean somewhere.
Yeah. Big bat.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Bad news.
No, the bat is something else entirely.
Yeah. That's that would be a spoiler.
Is it raining outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one, with the 3 legs, yeah. Hope the lights don't go out.
Dude. Okay.
All right, so evening comes about. You can contact the Inside Man first if you want to. Or you could go to the Blue Pyramid. I mean, it's 6 o'clock. It would be open. There wouldn't be many people there. But, clubs are very popular in London. So a lot of people who, just want to go there, hang out, and have fun. Mm-hmm. What do you guys want to do?
You're going to talk to the guy first? And then
Did I call Patrick?
Yeah, you can call Patrick.
We could probably split teams and do Patrick and the Inside Man at the same time.
Okay.
If I talk to him, do I get more stability?
You get once per chapter, so yeah, you can do it whenever you can tap him whenever you want.
Or he's Patrick.
I'll go ahead and max myself out.
All right, so you're going to see Patrick. Is anyone else going with the priest? You can go to a pub and kick back and relax.
I can't go over my max on stability.
Oh no,
yeah, that's what I thought.
Someone should go, but
I'm going to go to a pub with Patrick.
Okay, anyone
I
going?
guess I can go so that he's not by
I
himself.
feel like that should have been one of my pillars of sanity is whiskey, but
Yeah.
moving on.
Yeah, alcoholism. What could go wrong with the explosive expert alcoholic? All right.
that's a trope.
Yep.
Accidentally drinks glycerin.
So you go there.
Very, very still.
Let's see here. All right, so you're going to the pub. You two are going to see
A different pub,
Yes, a different pub.
unless he's Muslim. in which
No,
case-
he is quite Caucasian. His name is Reginald. We'll just say it's Reginald.
It's all
Barkley.
Look, they actually have the Mass Companion actually has a list of common British first names. So
That's one of them.
yep, and Reginald Sedgwick. I always forget to keep characters' names. All right, so you guys are going to that one. So Sean and Patrick is there. He greets you. Oh, Father, how are you doing?
Ah, Patrick. How you doing, my son?
I'm doing great. Just getting to see the sights and the bluster of London. It's good.
British.
Yes, it's good to get out of see the big city.
I'm just glad there's an Irish bar in town, so I don't have to drink crappy English ale.
Ah,
The entire bar cheers.
yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I was here. I was doing some freelance about the gangs of here. They're quite deep. There's it tells you some tales of gang warfare. Basically, there are some fairly violent gangs fighting each other for control of the
Any
bison.
Egyptian gangs?
No. I mean, there is some sort of that criminal element, but they aren't the more powerful gangs. He says that has nothing to do with what you were asking me. I'm a reporter. I have,
Sure, Patrick.
There's this guy at the Scoop who Mickey Mahoney, who pays good for those kind of lurid sort of accounts of crime. I talked to him once. He didn't have any dirt on the Penhew Foundation, but he was paying for it. But what did you want to know? So, anyways, you spent some time talking about it. And if you want to ask any questions, you can as well. There are other people in the bar, too. Other working class people. You guys, actually, at this point, you might give me some trouble checks, just out of, at this point, paranoia, probably.
Because
2.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm having a good time.
The whiskey is spiked with snake venom.
There you go. So you guys can talk. So you guys first are catching up for a little bit, and that's how you refresh your stability. As you get to relax for once, you feel very safe in the smoky pub. Anyways, you guys get to another pub. Reginald is waiting for you. He is a thin, nervous-looking man. He's still wearing the suit that he wears at the Penhew Foundation. He just remembers to take off his badge. He says, "I'm the secretary at the front desk. Kind of more of a guard, really. The artifacts we have are very valuable, but yes, Mr. El Sayed said you were reporters or investigators.
Yes.
You're trying to." I mean, you can't reveal my name, of course.
Absolutely.
I don't.
Yeah.
I
We
just
have personal assurances of security.
very good.
Discretion.
I'm. It's about the scholarship for me, you know, and doing work that isn't, you know, so common, and I just feel that they are profiting illegally off of this. They,
Really?
yes.
Could you tell us more about that?
Well, I'm very detailed minded, and I see the artifacts come in and out. I mean, more are going out than seeming to come in. It doesn't add up, you know. It just seems that artifacts disappear under mysterious circumstances. And there are errors in the records. He pulls out some pages of a ledger book and he shoves them in your under your face.
Accounting spend.
Okay. How much are you spending?
I only have the one.
Okay. So you start reviewing those. You're kind of doing. You can ask him questions, Melissa, as Bill's kind of focused on that as he looks over. But Reginald says, "Yeah, he's kind of insinuating that they're smuggling artifacts, but he's very nervous and sort of rambling, you know, at this point. So you kind of have to direct him to get information or lead him on about specific things. He doesn't know what you want, really.
Well, so who do you think is profiting?
Well, it has to be at the top, wouldn't it? Wouldn't make sense any other way. Has to be Mr. Gavigan. He's very rich, you know, but he started poor as can be. And that I mean, where else could he get his money from? He has gambling habits too. I know. He goes to the clubs. He plays the cards. It must be him. It must be with his blessing.
So, if you were going to go looking for proof somewhere, where would you look?
Oh, well. You see, I'm the secretary. I stay by the front desk. I don't go wandering around the building so much. But it seems to me that there's I would follow certain artifacts and keep tabs on them, you know, because we have an exhibit hall where we can look at them, and sort of a warehouse for them, or a room where scholars can look at them in a specific room. But some of them would disappear. So there has, and he said this workman, very shady fellow, and I don't know where he got him. He's not from a reputable firm at all, and he's been working at odd hours of the night.
What's his name?
I don't know. He's a rather large, brutish man. I don't know his last name, but I think his first name is Neville, maybe? Yes, I think Neville.
Look out for the plans.
So I don't know, but I think he must have some sort of room secreted away, some sort of space where he can hide them before he moves them to buyers. I've seen men come and go at odd hours of the night. Once, really. I only went there. I try not to linger there after hours because I have a day job. I don't want to seem suspicious myself. Anyway.
Any other questions?
So while you're questioning, all right, so you get back to, so you've done catching up. Patrick says, well, what do you want to know about the Penhew Foundation? It's unless you're an Egyptologist, it's quite drab.
Where in Egypt are they getting these artifacts from? Precisely.
That is... he pulls out his notebook and looks at it. I heard an interesting thing. Sir Aubrey, the man who Penhew made the foundation, disappeared several years ago with the Carlisle expedition, had this mysterious African woman who is actually rumored to be having a romantic fling with Carlisle. Roger.
That sounded familiar.
Roger Carlisle. But this woman had all kinds of information about the secrets of ancient Egypt, and she directed them to specific sites that no one else had even thought of were there. And so that's how the foundation got its name, through this information from this mysterious woman. I got a name. that was mentioned. I don't know if it's an alias or not, but it's Ryu. Anyways, he shows you it written out. He doesn't know how to pronounce it. Apostrophe WREU. So, anyways, yeah. He says but eventually she disappears, and with some of the funds of the expedition. So she had a good information apparently, but she was not altruistic. Carlisle, of course, covered it up, and then they went to, after she disappeared while they were in Egypt, they went to Kenya, and that's what happened to them. The Kenyans got them.
They do.
But since then, so she must. Since then, I don't know. They let's see here. They found some things in Darfur. They found some secondary sites in the west of the Giza pyramids. So that's all I've been able to figure out. The Gavigan himself might know more, but I haven't spoken to him directly. Just some employees after hours, at the pub.
What have you found out about Gavigan?
He is a well-to-do fellow, self-made man. He very canny.
Anything juicy?
Bachelor. He very focused on his work. Bit of a card player. He plays frequently at the Diamondback Club. Apparently does very well for himself.
Have you talked to anyone who's played with him before?
Yes, he's a good card player.
What can you tell us about the way he plays?
Great. What's the American phrase? Poker face. He doesn't reveal much. Yeah. Bill gets a point of Gaga. Anyways,
I'm writing that down.
all right.
You never know.
Extravagant outfit.
Yeah.
For
Now,
disguise.
if I ever end up playing in one of the Lady Gaga games, I'm cashing that in.
All right.
I don't even want to know.
We ran a game. There's an RPG called Cyberpunk that is very basically Cyberpunk, but we called it Lady. We basically formed Lady Gaga and her band, and then we shot people. It was I don't know why you would say it was amazing.
Why did that happen?
Yeah, why wouldn't it happen? It was.
Good point.
So he tells you the great poker face doesn't reveal anything.
How does he do when he loses, or has he not lost yet?
I didn't pursue that well. I only spoke to one man who lost against him.
And he plays at the Diamondback Club.
He frequents the club, yes.
How often is he there?
At least once or twice a week.
Do you know what days of the week he prefers?
It's different, as far as I can tell. I didn't follow him that closely. You told me just to dig up generalized information about the Penhew Foundation, not that you were digging up dirt on someone.
Mechanical.
What is the church really? Is this a personal thing? I mean, is he? I'm sorry to pry. I am a reporter, but I am your friend.
Do you remember Father Emile?
Yes.
Do you remember what happened to Father Emile?
Yeah, didn't he die of sickness or something in Shanghai?
He was murdered, and this is related.
Oh.
Indirectly, but related.
Wow.
And I'm pursuing this as my particular hobby horse right now.
I see.
To hunt down every last one of them. you know my...
You were on that is... Yeah, no, I can see you doing that.
It even says revenge on the sheep.
No, you were very single-minded when it comes to something like this.
Mechanics question.
Yes.
Can I have Patrick tail Gavigan?
You can ask him to, yeah.
To keep track of his schedule meticulously. Not to confront him, just to tail him from a very safe distance.
You need to make an interpersonal spend. He is a or a credit rating spend to basically... Because he's a reporter, he has to, that's time he's not working on other stories, and he is working class. So you'd either have to say that basically, no, it's really important, or just pay him to do it.
Could I guilt him into it?
That would be a reassurance or an intimidation. That would be intimidation. So
are you sure it's not a...
I like it as reassurance, too.
It could be reassurance, too.
Yeah, I'll go with reassurance.
Okay, yeah, no, you can guilt him into doing it.
Good old Catholic guilt.
Well, yeah, I really love how reassurance means that's the most passive-aggressive reassurance spend ever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine, my boy. I'll take them all on myself.
Okay, Father, I'll follow him tomorrow. You give him the answering service number.
Oh, my son, you didn't have to do that, but I'm glad you did.
For a Catholic priest, you're an awfully good Jewish mother.
I think there's a good overlap between the
There
two.
is.
As a bishop once told me, the Jews invented guilt, the Catholics made it in art form. So,
Well said.
So he will look after him. He says, "Well, he's by this hour of the night, he's already gone, so I have no idea where he'll be. So I'll start tomorrow. We got nothing better to do tonight. Why don't we drink some more? Hey!
yep.
Oh, idea.
All right.
And all the stout goes down the drain.
Yes. Both of you can give me health checks.
How do you do a health check?
You just roll a d6, roll 4
Just like
better.
a
You can spend
stability
points of health.
A 1.
A 4.
My liver is crap.
Your liver is crap. You can hold your liquor. You were drunk. All your checks are 1 point higher for the rest of the night.
I'm going into trouble.
So I don't lose health.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
You could have spent health to give you a bonus on the roll.
We're what we call impaired.
All checks. In some ways,
No
that
driving.
could be better, though, because I can't sense trouble.
But you want to sense
No, you don't want to sense trouble. I'm learning very quickly. I don't want to know that the gargoyle is there. Everything is better when I don't know that the gargoyle is
Ignorance
there.
is bliss? Is that what you learned? Ignorance is bliss.
I'm not saying it's an appropriate lesson. I'm just saying that's what I've learned so far.
All right, it is
Like,
about...
Ignorance is sort of bliss.
It may hurt to see things, but it hurts more when they eat you when you don't see them.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Anyway.
I'm liquored
dark
up.
young.
I'm numbed.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you guys didn't. Boy, it would have been really bad if none of you had detected that dark yelling. That would have been a different scenario. So
we could have just accidentally wound
Yeah.
up recording it, though.
yeah, well,
That seems unlikely.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway, so back there, what are you guys going to ask? Reginald. So you better
you
work.
got something?
He says,
Will you go ahead first?
if you're very brave reporters, I do have a key to the front door.
That would be excellent.
Okay. Yes, there's got to be someplace in there that has information on it. And you'll get it to the press or the police, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Oh, good. Yes.
We have contacts.
I think the foundation itself is good, and I hate to see Sir Aubrey's legacy
Indeed.
tarnished by this very selfish man.
Yes. Just to let you know a little bit, specifically, we're tracking down, we're working on completing the work of a man named Jackson Elias, I believe, was in contact with the foundation.
Yes, I remember. Sir, he came in. He signed in.
Could you
last
tell us anything about what he...
He talked to Mr. Gavigan. He left in a fluster. He looked very nervous,
Really?
over his shoulder all the time, especially after seeing Mr. Gavigan. What, did something happen to him? Is he ill?
Well,
I think you should tell him.
yeah. Actually, he was murdered
Oh, wow.
by...
Where was he murdered?
I don't understand what that means.
Ribs.
Right. In New York City.
Oh, my.
He was murdered by members of a cult called the Cult of the Bloody Tongue.
Never heard of that.
At any rate, we believe, yes, may have something to do with I don't know precisely. Northern Africa, Egypt, maybe. Yeah.
All those savages are like to me. I wouldn't know.
Ross is no longer rewarding racism.
He's an NPC, all right. I have to. It is the 20s. I'm not.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
not being as 1920s as the 1920s, but
It's true.
I can't totally ignore it either.
I just couldn't miss the chance for a catchphrase.
All right, fair enough. Reginald tells you, those things. I think maybe it's a front for the smugglers. There's got to be rich men who buy. I mean, it's all the craze, isn't it, in America? All that Egyptological material going in some gaudy rich man's home. Yeah.
No kidding, right?
Or museums there, they don't care. Over there, the college, it's a barbarous over there. I've heard. I would know. I've never left London for very long. He tells you that. He gives you the key. He says it's a copy of the key. Just don't get caught with it. Yeah.
Is there a time of day or night that you would recommend us coming?
Yes. He gives you the doorman's on. There's a doorman on duty it's open from viewing from noon to 4, Monday through Friday. During that time, there are 2 guards in the exhibit hall. Doorman is on duty in front from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. I'm there from 8:30 to 5 p.m. And then at all other times, a single watchman patrols the building, making a single round every hour. The normal office hours are for the Foundation 8:30 to 5:30 p.m. So I would go. There are a total of 5 guards and watchmen. There's a single workman who opens and closes the delivery gate, moves items to and from the exhibit hall, and does miscellaneous repairs to the building. A cleaning woman works 5 p.m. to midnight nightly.
Okay, that helps. That helps all around.
So 1 in the morning, something like that. The guy, you just have 1 guardman to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people there are good. I don't know who's in Gavigan's pocket and who isn't.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all good king subjects, I think, except for those that probably work for the smugglers. So you'd be cautious. So what time do you think you would go?
Well, I hope you don't mind me saying, but I think we'd prefer that to keep that amongst ourselves.
Oh, right, well, yes. What was I thinking? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this cloak and dagger business.
Indeed.
So, is there anything else I should be going?
Can you think of anything else?
If the worst should happen and we do encounter the guard, do you have any suggestions on how to deal with him?
Sneak by him? Try not. He's just an employee, I think. He's probably
he has
not.
No particular loyalty.
Well, he might be in Gavigan's pocket, but if he doesn't see you, or if you knock him out from below, like I've seen in those moving pictures, I'm sure it's just tie him up.
It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. Just let it go.
Yeah, he's the only one. Just keep an eye on where he goes. There's 2 stories and a basement, so he can't be in all 3 places at once.
Indeed,
true.
And there's a lot of shadowy corners and whatnot.
Well, thank you very much. You've been incredibly helpful.
No, not really. But one final question: does this smell like ether to you?
It's a bulb, all right.
Right. Yeah, I know. We're sitting in a booth. It's fine.
Yeah.
No,
my friend
really.
said too much. Yeah, to drink is that the ploy you're going to make?
No.
All right, you get the key from him. If there's nothing else, Reginald dash it off looking. Right.
Do you have any? Actually, before he closes off, is there anything here for an SS honesty spend?
Yeah.
Is he on the level? Is he playing double agent?
How many are you going to spend?
I only have 1.
Me too.
Okay, you can spend 1 if you want.
Okay.
For 0, no, he's really nervous.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are the spins cumulative? Can we?
I'll allow cumulative. You guys can come up with it. So if you both want to make spins.
Okay.
You get the impression that he certainly knows more than he's letting on. He is legitimately nervous. But one thing that comes up is how would he come to entrust Al Saeed this information? Why would
Right.
This guy is Caucasian. He's white, and
why would he? Over the key
Why would he? Yeah, why would he? It does seem unusual. You don't know. It's not a lie detector, but there is
something fishy.
Yeah, there is something not quite.
Okay. In
that
those
doesn't add
famous
up.
words, then, just as he's getting up, just one more thing.
Okay, Columbo.
Mr. Al Saeed, how have you made his acquaintance? I'm just curious.
Well, there's only so many places you can go to talk about archaeology and Egyptology.
That's odd. When we spoke to him before, he didn't particularly seem.
But he was with the he worked for the Carlisle expedition. I had to talk to him because of work. We kept the records of the Carlisle expedition. He knew about it, so he sorted some of my paperwork out. Yes. And we. Yeah.
The spice shop owner sorted some of your paperwork.
But he would tell me, "Oh, we got this from this side instead of this side." The paperwork came back in a very muddled state from the, because of what happened to it. And so he was there, so he helped me understand what happened and when they dug up what and that kind of thing. And then we started talking. He has excellent taste in spice and knowledgeable about history, more than he lets on. He's very... yes, I've come to trust him.
Oh, all right. Very good. It's interesting you bring up more than he lets on. I kind of... I'm under the suspicion...
You've heard about those Egyptian murders, of course.
I have.
Well, I mean, the Foundation has employed some of them as porters over the years. Who knows what
Really?
the smugglers are up to?
All of them?
I don't know. I don't know who's been... I've only heard of the rumors. I know a few of them have. Your names are all... I can't tell them, right? But I've heard from others.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, did I get anything out of that accounting spend?
Yes. You... Well, actually, no. Yes, with one point, you look at it. It's very hurriedly set up with two different pins. The accounting things. It's showing irregularities in when they receive certain items and when they go out, and that there are some items missing. But it doesn't look like it's done by the same hand. It doesn't, and the page was ripped from it. It's done very quickly. So it could be showing irregularities, or it could have been. You can't rule out forgery, but it's certainly there's something unusual. It doesn't quite add up. This is a page ripped from the ledger, though. It's not the full thing. If you had the full book, you could tell conclusively it's a forgery or not.
Sure,
but it certainly doesn't. It's not a slam dunk proof of missing smuggled artifacts.
Mm-hmm. In the meanwhile, I will ask him...
But look, I need to... I'm sorry, I have to go. There's another one. One of my other employees is there. He actually dashes through the crowd. He mutters, I see him.
Should we follow him?
Yeah, I think that might be good.
You take lead, because I have no more stealth left.
Okay.
Shadowing?
It's shadowing.
Oh, I do have two
So you could at least get started. Yeah, I'll spend 2 on shadowing and try to go after him. Is this a group test or?
If you're sticking together,
I would assume.
Yeah. I will follow behind.
Whoa.
8.
Okay. You start following him as he dashes through. He looks rather nervous. He starts going through London. You can tell he's going towards the Limehouse district. Limehouse Docks, which is the poor, crime-ridden section of London. So, at this point, both of you give me sense trouble checks.
Okay. I will.
I'm not spending any.
I'll spend
That's
2.
fine. I have 4.
Okay.
I'll be at 7.
All right, with the 7,
What was the difficulty?
5.
All right, so I get 2 points of cool.
Yes, you do get 2 points if you want to spend them. You are being tailed yourself
Okay.
by 2 men.
And I also get, because it was a sense trouble following a shadowing, I get the other 2 points.
Okay. So what do you want to
Totally didn't do this on purpose, but it works.
do? But you can only do 1 action, so you only got 1 act.
Right. If we're sticking together,
Yeah, you could use stealth to pull into an alley to lose them, or you could spend it to, jump up on them or whatever. Yeah.
stealth.
Well, do we need to lose them right away? Can we just keep going?
I'll lose my cherry. It's purely a mechanical thing. But
You will
we may as
lose.
well-
You will. It will be much harder to find Reginald if you stop to hide.
Right.
I think
However,
we should keep going.
we
You
could
turn
just
this-
athletics.
You could turn this into a foot chase if you wanted to.
Yeah. Hey, we get to try out this chase.
You
rules.
guys, I will say you've been drinking for a while, and you realize you haven't heard from your friends, and you know where they're meeting Reginald. So if you want to, you could intercept them at this point, saying that you've left from the...
Could we just stumble out of the bar?
That's what I mean. Yeah, you stumble... You stumble...
See Reginald.
By narrative convenience.
Well, you don't know what Reginald looks like. You've never met him. You do know what they look like, because...
But he's a suspicious, sniveling little brick.
This is London. There's a lot of them.
You're down by the docks. There will be a few.
Yeah, so you can stumble on them. So you two. So if you want to, you can give me sense trouble checks to see if you guys, if they're being tailed, and you could be behind the tail.
2.
2?
4.
4. Okay, well, you don't know about the tail. You just see your two friends,
Hey,
and they're about to do
guys.
what?
I would say let's put it to a chase. I mean, he's not going back to work.
What is after hours? He wouldn't.
But he's
be
going somewhere.
He's
can't we
he's
just keep
going
stealthing
somewhere.
Could we
Mostly
mix it
because
up?
I'm wanting to press my advantage while I've got it.
Okay.
Could we mix
I've
it up?
got the thing I would
and
like to use
stealth
it.
it and athletics it?
You could split up.
Well, do you guys feel up to stealthing?
No, I'm chasing and beating things.
Beating might not be the most useful.
But it makes me feel
If you
better.
can capture him, you can certainly use interrogation.
Oh, I have lots of interrogation.
Yeah, if you bring him into a room somewhere.
I can browbeat him.
Okay, if we really
All right,
want
so
to,
let's
if we
just
want to beat
after him.
those people, all right.
Of course, that's totally illegal, and if you get caught doing it, the police are going to be pissed at you. But
It's fine.
you have to get
It's
caught.
fine. Yeah, it's all good until you get caught.
They don't have DNA yet, so
Yeah,
work
it's
about
too
it.
early for phone books too, which is a downside. But
Yeah, that's fine. So, what are you doing, Bill?
Am I chasey?
yeah, let's put it.
Let
Let's
loose the
take it to a-
hound.
All right, so Bill
Chase.
starts running. Give me an athletics check.
I will spend 3.
I will spend
Well,
2.
you have to wait around because you have to see where Bill's going first. You don't.
8.
All right, so Bill takes off.
Tom Church, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Melissa. He starts bolting off. You will have to make you can't piggyback on athletics test unless you're literally piggybacking, which would make it hard.
That would
But I
make it
got
hard.
an 8.
You did get an A, yeah, so it's going to be hard for you. So are you going to?
Oh
I
no,
will
I was
spend-
just piggybacking. I got an 8.
Do you want to carry the tiny
No.
Asian woman?
That
That's
was
a bad idea.
that
I'm
was
going to spend 2.
humor. He scared.
I have 5.
5 is good. All right, so both of them start running. You both fail to spot your sense trouble check, so they're just running. So you can catch up with them now with your 3-point spin.
I
What'd you
rolled
get?
a 3, so I got a 6.
All right, so you can catch up. You're right with Melissa's character. Anne, what about you? Are you going to run?
Might as well run.
You don't know.
Why are we running?
I'll have a point.
Oh
for that.
please, like that's even a question anymore.
Yeah, I just want to be part of the group.
Run. That's what we say all
All
the
right,
time.
he sees you though as soon as you start running, and he spent 2 on his athletics check and rolled a 5, so he gets a 7. So the chase is on. So now we're going into cinematic chase rules. All right. All right. So this is a 3-way chase. You guys are being the 2 tails are actually going to disappear. They are not going to chase after you.
Awesome.
They're too slow.
All right, so this is going to be a simple chase. Reginald, since you were tailing him, you didn't want to get too close to him. So I'm going to say he has a distance, a lead of 4 right now.
Okay.
The way this works is everyone's going to make a roll on athletics.
Man.
Everyone's about this on foot, so everybody's got the same thing. Everyone has to roll a 4 or a better. So basically. So if there's multiple chasers, we will just deal. Basically, for you guys, success will be chosen by the highest rolling player. But if you fail, you will lose this. And so, first off, everyone make an athletics check. We'll do this simple first. This is a cramp chase, though. So actually, for this one, you actually need a 5 or better because you have to push through people and that kind of thing. Reginald also has to roll a 5 or better
How many times we got to do this?
until you erase his lead.
I will spend 5.
Okay. Which you,
I got 9.
okay.
I got 4.
I had 3.
All right. He spent 2 as well, so he gets a 5.
6.
I got 9.
Okay.
Everybody made it but me. I am
All right. So did anybody fail?
me.
You failed. Okay. So for you, the distance is 6. For
2? Wow.
well, it started 4. If you fail and the other one wins, that's the lead changes by 2.
Okay.
Now, for you, since both of you succeeded, your margin of success was greater. The lead goes down by 1, so you're getting up on him, but you're pushing through it. So here's some things you can do in order to make it more difficult or more easy. You can make spins. Let's see here. The runner can actually raise the difficulty. So he's going to do that because you're going to Limehouse District, which is cramped and even more quartered. So he's going to make it to difficulty 6. However, he has Streetwise. And he will be spending 2 points of it to raise it down to 4 for himself. So you need a 6, he needs a 4 for this next one. Now you guys can now make spins as well. You can make attack rolls. Obviously, shooting the pistol is probably a bad idea. You can make a spin to refresh your chase ability. You can use it to make a difficulty adjustment, make it easier or harder. Easier for you, harder for him.
Spend something to refresh the ability.
Partial refresh. Yeah, you could do that. Just tell me what ability you want to use and how you're justifying it. You can also make the opposition spin first, make the opponent reveal their spin first. Something that you could do that by slowing them down, like maybe picking up a brick and throwing it at a nearby cart to push it in front of him. That will slow him down. So he would roll first, and then you guys just have to beat that. Opposition pool reductions, something that would put him at a disadvantage. For example, yelling out, intimidate to tell, "Oh, thief, thief," to get him to slow down, get the crowd on your side.
What about, could I use theology to convince them that he had stolen money from the collection box?
You could do that. That would be like, yeah, you have your collar, and he's like, he stole from the collection box. So that would be, I would say, intimidation would work because you're trying to tell the people to do what you say.
I don't have intimidation.
Reassurance, I don't think would quite work for that. Neither would flattery.
What is theology good for?
Actually, I would allow theology for this case. So you could use theology for that.
To what?
I'm going to scream that he robbed the collection box.
That works.
To decrease his advantage.
All right, that's going to reduce his pool, so he will not be able to spin athletics this round. So he has to roll a 4 naturally.
Good, because I can't spend athletics this round.
Yes. Yeah, it is an attrition thing. So your lead is 3, so at least one of you has to get a 6. If you have Streetwise or Architecture, or, for example, you could use Oral History to say you've talked to people in London and you know the routes, know the best way to get through.
I'll spend that.
Okay, so you can do that. So
I thought she was out.
Oh, no, she's just farther away.
Yeah.
So she's at a 6. Everyone else is at a 3.
So I'll spend oral history to know a secret.
So you can yell out, "Take a shortcut over here!" So everybody's
turn right.
Yeah. So now your difficulty is now back to 5 instead of a 6.
Okay.
We need to finish this quickly.
So you need one. You could also do a double or nothing swerve, basically taking a high risk maneuver, such as. That will either get him or you will lose altogether. So
I feel like we need to get him.
Yeah. So a swerve could be like trying to get him into foot traffic or into the middle of a busy intersection, so that if you fail, you're hit by a car.
And you've got a lot. I mean, I'm totally going to mechanics this out, but you've got a lot of athletics, right?
I have 6.
Okay. So
You need a 5.
what I'm going to do.
What other abilities? Yeah, you could use other abilities.
I have Streetwise. Can I use that to give me an advantage too?
Yeah, you could use that to reduce the difficulty for everybody as you help with and to figure out, or you could use it to refresh your athletics ability, give yourself 3 more points of athletics back, or you could use it to. You can only do one thing per round, so you made it easier for you guys to navigate.
Yes.
I'm going to dump 2 points of Streetwise.
Okay.
To negate his advantage.
Ooh.
Okay. So it's back up to 6 for him. So
difficulty is now 5 for us, 6 for him.
Yeah.
So we could bump the difficulty with a swerve. We're at 3 range increments.
Yeah.
Hopefully that would, at least get us to 1, if not finish it.
Basically, you tell everyone to fan out and just basically corral them into, so that the only way that it can run is through a dangerous intersection.
Yep.
Full of busy cars. So he will have to stop and wait for the cars to come. So basically, this is a swerve. So if you can dodge the cars, you're fine.
See, you'd be great at that as a native New Yorker. You're used to it. I'm walking in.
Yeah. So he needs a 6 to get through the cars. You guys would need a 5 before athletics spins.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So without adding our athletics, we just have to roll a natural.
Well, you can.
That's the difficulty.
That's the set difficulty. You can spend points.
Oh, okay.
So you could just spend 4 and auto succeed.
To catch up.
Well, go ahead and roll. You've still got a 2 chance of 1 out of 3. So we should all be rolling athletics at this point.
Yep.
I'm going to spend 1. Okay.
6!
For instance.
All right.
For instance.
All right. He rolls a 1. He failed. You succeeded. You get double the success. He stops.
Critical? Do I actually tackle him?
Give me a scuffling check. Hit threshold is a 3.
I'll spend 1.
Okay.
3.
3 hits him. You tackle him to the ground. You've got this guy that you've never seen before because your friends were chasing after him. There is a large crowd in front of you. It is a Limehouse, so they're not going to call the cops yet. But you probably have a few rounds before the police show up. But you caught him. So what are you going to do? You're in plain view of the public.
Well, I did yell to hundreds of witnesses that he stole from the collection plate.
Let's get a
Yeah,
taxi.
he doesn't have a collection plate on him, though. So
Stole from the collection
Start
plate.
hauling him towards a cathedral or church, whatever.
I say go with that.
okay.
Is there a cathedral nearby?
You pick him up. He's going to make 1 check to try and get away.
Oh, crap.
It's fine.
He
it's
spends
fine.
1
Everything's
scuffling.
fine.
He gets a 3. That doesn't meet your hit threshold, so he can't get away. So he's yelling, "Help! They're crazy! They're trying to kill me! They're trying to kill me!" But the crowd is kind of
That's what you
confused.
get, you dirty heathen, for stealing the collection money for the orphans.
All right, so you're dragging him to the cathedral.
Spend a reassurance on the crowd.
No, you can spend a reassurance on the crowd. Somebody can do that
For what?
to convince them that he did steal from the.
Because that means witnesses from the crowd will tell
Yeah,
the cops that when they show up.
I'll do it.
All right.
It's poor. They're probably all Catholic. Considering the time period.
Yeah, there's a lot of Catholics there.
Don't roll for each of them.
Yeah. You get to spend. All right, so you're hauling him to the cathedral. He is, just shocked, yelling, asking to let go. You have 3 rounds to ask him to do whatever you want before the police show up. A cop will show up in 3 rounds.
Browbeating time. Interrogation spends.
So you're in the...
Right now you're in front of the cathedral. By the time you get there, you're dragging him there. There's a cathedral nearby, and so you're in the right outside the cathedral. You could spin around to get him entirely in the cathedral.
Do it.
Doing it.
All right, I assume the 3 of you are following as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right, you spin 1 round, drag him in the cathedral. There's a confused-looking priest looking up, like, what's all the meaning of this? So somebody can go talk to him as you're holding this guy by the scruff of his neck, basically.
Can I just point?
You're pointing at him. No, he's like, why are you bringing that poor man in against his will? He looks like...
Manichaean heresy.
What?
Can we say he's possessed and we're about to exercise him?
It is 1925. He is not going to believe he is possessed.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Like it?
Yeah, I do.
All right, so this is round by round. So you have 2 rounds left. What are you doing this round? The priest is on the other end of the by the front pews, by the altar. So he's asking you what's going on, but he is not going to do anything.
I outrank him anyway. But
So what are you
don't
going to do?
even know what to ask this guy, do you? Do you know who he is? Do we know who he is?
No.
Okay.
but I'm suspicious of Gavigan already. I already sent Patrick after him, so I'm going to say, "Are you working for Gavigan?"
Yes.
He works for Gavigan.
All right.
Publicly.
Every day. Openly.
So that is
8:30 to 5.
All right, so that's your first round. Unless what do you 2 are talking this round. To say that, what about you?
Can I be kind of at the door watching to see if anyone...
Yeah, you see a cop walking up. He's looking kind of like, the hell is going on here? The crowd is yelling at him, that guy stole from the collection plate. All right, so you can see that. Melissa, what are you doing?
I will go distract the other priest.
Okay, you walk up to the other priest.
Yeah.
All right. So round 2. What are you going to do?
Is Bill right next to me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to spend a point of credit rating to plant some cash on him.
You don't have to spend... I can just say you can plant some cash and you don't have to spend
Okay.
credit rating.
Okay, good. Because that'd be a lot of cash.
That would be That would be a lot of cash, yes.
That would explain why the priest went chasing
No,
after
but you
him.
plant... Are you filching it or are you just stuffing it in his pockets? Do you have filch or conceal? You can make a roll. You do not. You can always make a roll.
I have either, so I'll do that. You actually maybe work on the intimidation tactics. So I'll spend 2 points of filch.
Okay, give me a roll.
3.
Okay, the priest. What is that man doing? Are you taking from the priest? Sees it. He sees you messing with his pockets, messing with a man's pockets.
I'll explain
and
later.
a pound falls out, like
Reasons.
or some coins, some shillings fall out as you're stuffing them in the pocket. So it's not a very good express. All right. So what are you doing?
What would I get if I spent a point of interrogation?
The guy is terrified and confused. You could get him to truthfully answer something, probably.
What?
But you don't know. You don't know. You know exactly what your character knows.
Could I spend my scary-ass bad copness to get him to ask a question?
He's stuffing coins into his pocket. What are you going to ask him? You don't know. You only know. You don't know who this guy. You can guess that this is the informant, but you don't know what he's told
Say
Bill or
something
why
general.
they would.
Like,
Tell
what's
us what you
Gavigan's
know.
plan or something?
Swear to me. Swear to me.
He was running.
All right, you got 10 seconds to
Running.
decide.
What's Gavigan's plan?
What
Or
are you not telling us?
what are you not telling him? What are you not telling him?
All right, make the point.
Okay,
All right.
there we go.
I'll tell you, maybe he gave you the key. I'll tell you, maybe gave you the key.
I'm sorry, I can't
Elsa,
make
you
that out.
gimme.
Don't make me beat you more.
All right, that's all you get. That's all you got. That's all you got. Anne, what are you doing? You see the cop coming up. He's going to be inside in the next round.
Okay.
You can intercept him if you want, but you know he is a police officer.
Do you have the extra cop talk points?
I don't have cup.
The group has it.
Yeah,
So
but
you could just name drop Barrington and spend a point.
No, that won't go well.
Why?
Because this is definitely not legal.
But at least it will stall.
It will stall. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We're trading a small consequence now for a bigger consequence later.
Well, could I just go out and start telling the cop what I saw?
Sure.
And maybe that will distract him a little bit.
You can make a spin to delay him another round.
Yeah, be the over-enthusiastic witness. I saw it all, officer.
Yeah, no, give it with the Texas accent. Do you have reassurance with flattery?
I do have reassurance.
You could do reassurance with flattery. Okay, let's hear your Texas accent, though. Your touristy accent.
I saw this happen. This man stole the money from the church. That's how everyone says it.
That was great.
Tourists, I'm sorry, London isn't normally like this. Well, the box is here is very forthwith.
British.
So you delay him around. Good job. So Melissa, the priest, is like, what is that? What is going on? He is really confused why you made this into an interrogation room. And he saw, why is that man putting money into his pockets? I heard something about him stealing. Why are you just... He didn't steal from this church. What is going on here?
Yes, he did. Wink.
Can I spend reassurance on him?
What are you reassuring
All
him?
the church, Father.
I am reassuring him that he indeed did steal, but we saw him empty his pockets, and we don't want the police to be confused. And we know this looks really bad, but trust us, we're just interested in justice.
You can make
That's
the
all
spin.
we want here.
You can make the spin if you can name the church that he stole from, which would be another one that would be within walking distance of.
No. It was a street collection.
Yeah.
He was preaching on the corner.
Oh, PC hive mind.
No. We were raising money for missions to China. Clearly, I am a Chinese missionary,
All right,
and I run
missions to
an
China.
orphanage in
All right,
Shanghai.
missions to China is a good one. All right, I'll give you the reassurance. He's
Okay,
still
thanks.
very confused. Well, who is he? What is your priest's name?
What is our priest name?
Full rank, Monsignor Killjoy.
Monsignor Killjoy.
Monsignor Killjoy. I thought he was on leave. He had personal matters. I didn't know he was collecting.
No, he took personal leave to come and help us with our mission.
Well, this is just highly unorthodox. I will have
That's how
Missions always is.
For good reasons. It's 10:56. So.
All right. He basically he's not gonna contradict you in front of the police, but he is still marching over to the Monsignor. He looks drunk. He sounds drunk.
He's just very passionate.
He's
Okay?
Irish.
He took a blow to the head when this guy robbed us.
Yeah. All right, Bill. What are you doing this round?
Shoot.
You can't talk to the guy that the priest is talking to.
Right.
But you're going to get another round.
Is this a setup? We need to know if this is a setup.
We already
Yeah.
know it's a setup.
Of some sort.
What's the setup?
Tell us everything. Point of bargain. Tell us everything you know, and we'll get you out of this.
Or let the priest have the priest not kill you.
Point of bargain, yeah, no, he, look, I tell you what you had to protect me from the, he says, yeah, okay, yeah.
All right.
So he agrees to that, so you have a round to add, so that takes you another round. So Anne bought you the time to do that. The priest does come over, though, and he smells liquor on his breath. And
On his breath, or just in general?
on his breath, like he did fail. You were totally drunk. By the way, were you keeping up with the increased difficulties for the being drunk?
Oh no, I assumed you were doing that.
I try to, but I forget. But you rolled the natural 6 anyway, so, and you spin a ton, so it doesn't really matter. But he says, "But you're drunk and you shouldn't be collecting at all. You're on leave. You're visiting London for some sort of personal matter. You've been the priest was very perturbed by what's going on. You should let this man off to the police. Let them handle it. This is not proper behavior for a man of the cloth." So he's lecturing you.
Just we'll explain later, and then we can turn him into an eventual other character.
Yeah. So Anne, the cop, you can see the guys are now negotiating with a priest, and you can't make out what they're saying. But the cop is like, "Okay, ma'am, I have your statement. I really need to go in to get the thief. I'm right here. I have the manacles right here. Can you please step aside? I know you're from America. I don't know how they do police work in America, but yeah." So do you want to keep delaying him, or do you want to...
Tell him how big and strong and Bobby he is.
Yes.
You don't have to. You could just step aside.
Tell him that you love a man in uniform.
You could step aside, or you could have some other attack. You could use flattery, or you could use any other kind of interpersonal skill, or whatever you want to do.
This is going horribly.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know if you guys really... Do you need another turn? You already get one more, right?
Well, the cop is like, you can delay things, but you don't know what they need or not. Yeah. But you can't stop the cop from entering the church. You can only delay him. He will not let you guys carry the thief off without at least talking to him first.
I don't know about you.
I think I'll let the police in so he doesn't get annoyed at me and wait outside for them to come out.
So you're just going to step aside for now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you step aside. The cop rushes past you. The cop comes up to you guys and says...
I thought we'd get one more.
Oh, yeah, so you get one more action.
Info first.
No, that'll have to come later.
The thing, Reginald says, you have to... I can't go to jail. I can't go to jail.
Absolutely. Hold still.
Okay.
Taking the cash out of his pockets.
Okay, give me another filth check. Cop's in view. He'll see you do it.
What?
The cop is going to see you do it if you don't make your filth test.
Okay. Looks like I've got... Yep. Okay, so I do... 8.
Okay, now you're David Copperfield. You hoover up the coins, the cash. You plan it on him poorly. The priest doesn't see either. The cop shows up. The Bobby shows up. He's like, "What's the meaning of all this? I heard some sort of. Is this man a thief? He'll need to go. Hand him over, Father. I've got the manacles right here."
Officer, I'm so sorry to have used your time like this. It was a mistake. We saw this man bump into us. and then the money was gone from the collection plate, but it's not him.
We made an assumption. It was clearly wrong.
I think a tiny street urchin was using it as a distraction.
All right, well,
Reassurance?
Reassurance, yeah. This is going to be a 2-point spin.
Okay.
Cop is highly incredulous. With the 2-point spin, though, he finds like, I need to get your names down. This is because a huge commotion. There's dozens of people out there shouting that this thief should be arrested.
Absolutely.
You should not rile up you should not be doing street collections while you're out drinking, Father.
But it always works the best. Drugs are so generous.
So he is quite highly annoyed at you. He writes your names down.
Are you going to use real name?
No! Well, you've already... You're fingered.
Yeah, the priest... Yeah, are you going to lie in front of the other priest who does know who you are?
I didn't give him my first name.
He knows who you are. There's only one Monsignor Killjoy in London right now. It's kind of an uncommon thing, name and rank. So he gets your name at least. If anybody else has a point of disguise, you could come up with a convincing fake name.
I have a point of disguise.
Me too.
Okay.
Can I do a filch check?
And you're just a witness. You don't worry about you. Yeah, you didn't brush into the church.
See if I can take his notebook.
But he does get Reginald's name. Reginald doesn't have... The what? Reginald's in a panic. What? Sorry.
Can somebody do a filch check to take his notebook away?
The police notebook?
Yeah!
I could try.
I'm out of gas anyway.
I can't fail.
Well, yeah, you could do that.
Why do you want it?
Why we would do
Because
that?
then our names are not there.
I think he's probably going to remember
Right.
Monsignor Killjoy. If he doesn't, he's going to go back to the priest and say, hey, what was that guy's name?
Also, I mean...
So he does let you go.
The names is
but he will make a report.
But he's going to, between the drunk Irish priest and the Chinese woman...
He'll remember us.
Right. Known associates,
He will make a report of this, and he will... with Reginald, he says, I will have to call to the station to see if there are warrants on him. I'm an upstanding citizen. You work for the Penhew Foundation? Well, I suppose, but I need to make a report, and just don't ever do... If you ever catch her again, we're just going to have to put a stop to these street collections. This is a lot of fraudulent people misusing credentials. Anyone can be put on a collar and do this sort of thing.
Good point.
I really want to get angry.
Yeah. So he berates you for a little bit and goes off highly flustered. But yeah, your names are written down, or your fake names are. But yeah, your real name,
William Farrell.
Yeah, William Farrell. Nice. So that you have Reginald. Reginald's there. He's looking highly scared. So you go over to the inside the church to
go to the
confessional.
Go to the confessional.
Is everybody hanging out inside the church?
Yes.
Actually, Anne, you're outside. Give me a sense trouble check.
I'll add a point to it. So I got 3.
Well,
So you got a 5 total?
I got 3 total.
Oh, you spent 1. Okay, I see. Yeah, no, you're fine. There is a crowd out there watching.
The guys who were tailing us earlier totally aren't tailing us anymore.
No, they're fine. You're fine. So he says, look, Al Said, he is a persuasive man. He hates Gavigan, and he got to me. I have a habit of using certain substances, yes, and
Spices?
and he found out about this weakness and threatened to have me turned in to the police if I didn't help him. And he, I've been, Gavigan has a manor house, and that he goes to, and
it's always a manor house.
It is a. So he thinks he wants to know Gavigan was.
They speak English and what?
Al Said was trying to get information about this island. It's on an island. And let's see here.
I say we blow the manor up and blame it on Scottish
It's Gavigan's country estate is in Essex, in the midst of the marshes at the edge of the North Sea. I think Al Said is he's also a smuggler, and he was trying to get on Gavigan's business. So, what do you guys want to do?
I say we blow up the manor and blame it on Scottish separatists.
All things in good time. Let's deal with London first.
Well, why don't we recruit El Sayed to be an ally with us?
I
mean, he has a
that
different-
could be an ally that would stab you in the back. I don't.
And you're expecting to get what kind?
That's true, given this game.
Hey, not every NPC is trying to betray you and kill you.
That we know of.
That we know of. All right. Jackson Elias didn't.
That's because he's dead.
He didn't.
I didn't trust him though. That whole stupid thing with the mirror.
Well,
Feeding a cow to it.
Well, he didn't see it.
Silence!
Yeah, exactly.
Idiot.
You didn't understand it. All right. Can you blame him? You.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what we're doing.
All right. Nice.
Speaking ill of the dead.
Are you saying anything else? He says he gives you the address of the manor house. And he says that's what Mr. Tethweek was trying to get me to find out about.
Call this number once a week, giving him the answering service number, and fill us in on anything interesting you might have heard of. Otherwise, certain information about your habits might end up in the hands of the wrong people.
Oh no! Please don't.
We might have to tell them about your medicinal herbs.
No. It's really a powder. I mean, no. So yeah.
All right. Now I understand how espionage works.
Yeah.
I decided to upgrade from agent to handler.
All right. No, it's a nice gig if you can get it.
The benefits are much better.
All right. So you have the information that you got from the Inside Man. You know about the Manor House, which is another lead you can investigate at your leisure. You have a key.
I wonder if we ought to drop back in on El Said. That can't possibly make things worse. No, I'm not categorically saying we should shoot everyone.
He's Egyptian. Nobody will know.
Wow.
Oh, there's a bunch of dead Egyptians.
Well, they were all killed late at night, and their bodies were thrown into the river.
We could manage that.
Late at night near the Thames.
Well, you have to arrange that. You only know where he is in this shop during business hours. You would have to.
I still have shadowing points left. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no, clearly you're fine. All right.
We have our own shadow to do.
So what are you gonna do? You're in the church right now. The priest is rather still annoyed that you've turned it into an interrogation chamber, but he is.
Oh, whatever. The confessional's always an interrogation chamber.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. So.
I see what you're doing here.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? You go to the Blue Pyramid. It is probably in full swing now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds fun.
Time to go.
I'm going to be.
All right. So you head over to the pyramid. The club is in Soho, so it's not too far.
Not Soho again.
Yep. Sorry.
Everything's in Soho.
Well, it's
Happening
one.
place.
It is the happening place. It is as you go in. It features.
Can we
You
get some
see.
cheap lo mein along the way?
They have food there too, but yeah, you could get some lo mein if you want. There are Chinese restaurants open late at night. But as you go in, it is a lavish nightclub with heavily Egyptian-styled Art Deco architecture. Very very gaudy. There are belly dancers, Egyptian food, and Egyptian singers. There is a fat man in a fez who seems to be the manager, giving instructions to waiters, and there's of course a few bouncers nearby, all in cheap suits. But there are many people. There are dancers, patrons, employees, It's going to be open until 1 a.m., so you have, let's say, about an hour and a half. You get there about 11:30. Let's see here. So you can try and talk to people. You can try and snoop around the back offices if you wanted to. You'd have to break through or sneak in somehow. What do you want to do? This is where a lot of the murder victims were, places that they frequented. So you can make all kinds of social skill spends if you want, or other spends. I don't know, it's just open right now. It's just a nightclub. Yeah, no one's shooting. No one's casting spells. It's rather normal.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Casting spells?
Yeah, no one's. I'm saying no one is casting spells, so it's fine. There's nothing. It's just a normal nightclub with belly dancers and singers and people having a good time. It's just. So I will say off the bat, anybody with evidence collection, there would be people who would know the victims. You could ask around about that, claiming to be a reporter or a private investigator. There might be people who used to work, porters who used to work for the Carlisle expedition. You might find one of them. There is a back office. There might be information there if you can sneak in. The door is unlocked because the manager uses it, but you'd have to sneak by him at least. What kind of information are you guys looking for? This is more of a sandbox. Up to you. What kind of information are you guys looking for in particular?
How do we prevent the end of the world?
Well, you do. Well, this could be a good time to review the plot. From the servant people told you that the cults of Nyarlathotep, of which there are multiple ones, each operating in different geographical locations, are all pooling the resources to one place to perform one ritual that will change everything. That is what their plan is. The general outlines of it. So you need to find out where that place is, and then ideally what the ritual is, so you can go there and then stop it. So you need to find out cult strongholds and find out where they're shipping resources to.
My guess is Australia.
Australia could be. They are certainly operating in Australia. You do not know if that is the final location of it or not. Well, you could certainly get more information. So to that end, you need to find out where the cults operate, where the places they operate are, or who the cultists are, so you can kidnap cultists and interrogate them. Or you need to find out where they operate, and then break into those places and steal the clues. To that end, here you could find people who knew the victims, who could tell you about what happened to the victims, people who were probably killed by the cult, and get information leading up that way. Of course, you could bypass this altogether and just have a nice time, or...
I don't know if I can get drunk again.
No, you're still drunk. You're going to be drunk the rest of the night.
So if I get more drunk, it doesn't matter.
You would if you drink a lot more, you will have to make another check to avoid passing out.
Look, I know this is going to be hard, what with being Irish and all, but don't drink a lot more. You may have heard of nursing your drink. Once again, Irish, you may have not heard of that. Let me explain it.
I want you to pour me all the whiskey and all the scotch and all the beer. Wait. I'm afraid you misunderstood me. I didn't say a lot of whiskey, scotch, and beer.
No.
I mean,
first it's bourbon, and the song is one bourbon, one scotch.
So one thing you do know about the cult here, there is a cult, there clearly has to be a cult operating in London. So who the people are, who do you have any suspects of who the cult members might be, or where they might be operating out of yet?
Gavigan, Penhew Foundation.
Okay. So if they're there, you've already talked to one employee who has given you some information. There might be other employees here. You could ask around about that. You could ask people if they've heard of the Penhew Foundation, if they know anything about it. Of course, if you tell the wrong person, there might be cult members here. Because cult members like to socialize too. Yeah, they like to have a good time.
Cult members are people too.
Yeah.
Did one of us try to get a job as the night guard? An additional night guard? Because they only have
at the night watchman. Do you have any skills related to burglary or security or?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you do. You know that the night watchman there is there not so much to worry about burglars, but to possible water or fire damage. So they.
After all, where would you fence priceless Egyptian artifacts?
They have to find specific buyers, and you can't just dump it on the black market. So
Liquidize.
if you're gonna get the one guy,
we would have to kill him, and
Not taking them out.
well-
they may need an extra one.
no, but there's only one position. So if we were going to get
Yeah.
into that,
They only
our
need one.
factor would- yeah.
you'd have to disguise yourself as the guy. But he only shows up until after everyone else goes home. So you could, if you
He only
could
needs
intercept
one.
him, you'd only have to pass 1 or 2 checks for the handoff. In fact, you actually think you could actually get Reginald to do that for you, in the sense that Reginald could be the one like, oh yeah, you are the night watchman. I'm leaving now. Have fun. So he could be the one to hand off.
Yeah. So essentially, we have like half the team waylay the actual night watchman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once we've got him, bound somewhere.
How old is he?
Anyway, we're
Wait,
actually at the
Reginald?
club.
Watchman.
The what?
The watchman.
You don't know. You'd have to
We
talk.
haven't
Oh, I
said-
thought he was in the club.
He could be in the club. You don't know. You don't know what he
You
looks
have
like.
to
if he's
ask around.
Egyptian. Let's file that away. All good thing.
There are Caucasians here too. A lot of Egyptians, but a lot of white people too.
All right.
So I'm going to use disguise to disguise myself as a cleaning lady, and I am going to go find the office in the back and see what I can see right there.
Okay, yeah. They do have little servants scurrying around.
Okay.
Give me a disguise check.
So I'm going to spend 4.
All right.
I have a 10.
Yeah. All right. No, you are the part. You with the 10. You don't even have to roll. You just go in and you are as invisible as you are. All right, so you're in the back office.
Rubber-made gloves haven't been invented. How did you get them?
So you start looking around. What skill do you want to use to look around to search? For
I have evidence collection.
Okay. Evidence collection. The trash. You look in the trash.
Right.
You find a
Bloody dagger.
yeah. Let's
A
see.
severed head.
And a bloody dagger.
You guys are difficult tonight.
And the green grass grew all around and all around. And the green grass grew all around.
She says that there is a note there. The note is in Egyptian.
Okay, I pocket that.
Okay.
Do you have any languages left?
I can speak Aramaic.
I have
Greek.
2 languages left.
All right, then.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can get.
Sean had so many though. So, can I keep looking? wanna
That's
be done
your,
yet.
yeah. Well, you keep. That's what you get with one spend. And 1 point of spend, and that's about as much time as you could do normally. You can hear the manager start to walk in. So there is a locked cabinet, where they keep the business records. So you would have to. So he comes in, looks at you, kind of like, this place is clean. You need to go to the bathroom.
I was just there. It's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I leave and come back?
Yeah, you could leave and come back, but
Okay.
the only other place you haven't looked at is the.
That's fine, I have locksmith.
Okay, yeah, no, break in. All right, so what about the rest of you guys? Gonna let Melissa do her thing, or are you gonna talk to anybody, or just sit there and listen to the great Egyptian, the
Are
greatest
there
hits of Egyptian pop music of the 1925?
Are there Egyptian artifacts in here that I could garner something off of with my
Actually, for 0 points, you know that these are all faked. These are things, cheap
Being as it's a
replicas.
nightclub.
Yeah, cheaply made replicas.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot where we were.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, they're playing Egyptian pop music in the Penhew Foundation.
Yeah, they have a live band.
Like
and-
you do.
Like you do.
Oh, ID.
All right, so Melissa, you come back. Yeah, with 1 point of locksmithing, you can pop the lock.
Do I need to
open.
spend that or just because I have it? Okay.
Yeah, it's an investigative ability, not a or technical. It's not general, right? Yeah. So yeah, you spin it, you pop it open. There's a bunch of business records. Some are in English, some are in Egyptian.
Can I take them?
You can take you can take all of them if you want.
I'm taking all of them.
All right, you
I'm
have
gonna
a big
scurry
stack
out
of
of here.
papers with you. You put them in a trash bag.
I do. I have a trash bag with me, so I'm going to put them in there and act like I'm taking out the trash, and I'm going to leave.
All right.
Liner, we're in London.
Bin liner.
Yeah. If you were just waiting for that, weren't you, Bill? Like, all right, so you have a big stack of papers. It'll take you the rest of the night to go through them.
That's
especially.
fine.
Yep. No.
All right, so you guys going back to your hotel room?
No.
The what?
Yeah, we should do other things.
Okay.
Well,
Near 1 in the morning.
Charge in the hotel room.
Why don't you guys ask around and see if anybody works at the
Yes,
Penhew Foundation?
I was
Okay.
just letting you do
Okay.
your thing.
Okay, so while she's doing all that,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm a little tapped on interpersonal.
I'm me, so.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't let the priest talk to people.
All I've got's interrogate.
Fine, you know what?
Also have
Streetwise. Streetwise to ask around about the murders surreptitiously.
Oh yeah, no, you get a
To
little.
people who aren't cultists.
How do you know that they're not cultists?
Because I spent a point of Streetwise.
That's not how
You can
streetwise
tell by
works.
looking at it.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you
See that
radar.
guy over there? Totally a
Totally a
cultist.
I'm not sure that's how that
bloody
works.
tongue.
And
This little
dagger.
badge that says
You
Black
actually,
Pharaoh or
you kind
whatever.
of talk about it to a few people, and you get mostly. One person mentions that the lead dancer, Yalisha, her brother was killed as one of the victims. She's dancing right now,
I spend a point of credit rating.
no, she is very. She agrees to meet you backstage. So,
For reals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She was very impressed. You was an actual pound note, which is
Yeah.
still quite rare at this point.
I tuck a money unit into her garter belt.
Yes. And so Bill's going backstage. Is anybody going with him? The father. Do you
I
still
feel like
have
it
your
would look
collar
a
on?
little weird if the father goes backstage
Yeah.
with the white guy and the belly dancer. Just
Yeah.
saying.
I'm just gonna say you take your collar off because you're in a nightclub. The bouncers won't let you in if you have your collar on
You always
because they
feel the
figure you're
vibe.
just gonna start preaching and ranting to people.
You know, that's not how Catholicism works.
They don't
And
know.
also, he's
They
going to
don't-
do
they
that
don't-
even without the collar.
They could think you're Anglican.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is how that works.
Yeah.
At this time period,
Yeah.
it's much more.
Down with this sort of thing.
Not anymore, but back then, definitely.
So you have your collar off. I will just say because you had to go in the club, you took your collar off.
Okay.
So you can talk to people normally, and if you want to, or you can just sit and nurse your drink and listen to the nice music, which is sounding better and better.
That sounds good to me.
All right. So
I'm
you're
still recovering from the
all right,
painting thing.
Here's the thing. I'll give you if you want to risk another health check. If you make it, you recover stability. If you fail it, you pass out, but you will still recover stability.
I'm not sure I want to do that.
Yeah.
Just drag you out.
Nurse the
You
drink
just
or.
spent your stability all the way up.
Yeah.
That's
All right, you're nursing your drink. You feel great.
Yeah.
And what about you? Some guys do hit on you.
Can I spend reassurance to pose as a reporter who thinks these murders are not getting enough attention
Oh yeah.
from the news and
Sure.
the police, and I want to
Well,
try to get some.
Yeah, you do.
leads?
You do. You get you spend a point of reassurance. You get several possible theories from both from the employees and the patrons, and you get several of them pretty wild. Some of them think that hey, it's Bolsheviks. It's the British government, because they hate Egyptians. To criminal gangs who are, it's a drug war, a criminal gang war. But you do get one man who says, you didn't hear this from me, but I heard it's not human. The killer is not human. There's something in the fog. I've heard of stories people see something in the fog. It reaches out, it grabs people, and it sucks their life out and throws them in the river. So he tells you this lurid story. He says, and it's not a joke. I saw it in there was a man. There's a story about a man who it was in the scoop. It was a news story. So he tells you that there's some news story about a monster in the fog that eats people or kills people. But he said there was someone who survived it. I don't remember her name, but he it must be that. So.
Do you know anything about this other witness?
He said he was very scared. Maybe he. No, I don't remember the story. It was an English name though, so they're all alike to me.
Countryside.
So you can make a library use check in the next day to find the article in question. But you do get a lead with that. So the thing.
Well, we got something out of this deal.
So Bill, you talk to Yalisha. She whispers to you. My brother was killed. There's this group. Yeah. That's the music playing. Yeah. She says, my brother was killed by. It's the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh. They're an evil group. They're not Christian. They're not Muslim. They worship the old ways, the old ways. And
good, you didn't make them Jewish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, she clearly not Jewish.
But yeah. I mean,
so. And I don't know which member of them killed them, but I know some of them meet you. You have to be very careful about who you talk to, because they come here once a month and they get in a big truck, and they drive off somewhere and then they come back the next morning. I've seen it once, and they're led by a man who is older man with a thin mustache, and he is Egyptian too, and he has a fez on. He is well dressed. I don't know who he is, but he is much nicer clothes than the others. But they drove off. I saw this once, and so if you wait here long enough, I don't know when they do it, but it's at least once a month. You will see them.
not regularly then?
It's once a month. I don't know what.
But not the same day.
Not this. I don't know. I don't. Every day.
I haven't been marking it down on your calendar. Yeah. I understand.
Yes, please avenge my brother.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
That's what we're up to.
So.
Okay. Well, like I said, I am tapped out on interpersonal abilities.
Could you call us when it happens again?
Yeah, that'd be great. Could you call this number when it happens again?
Yes.
How many of those cards did you bring?
Quite a few up there.
Scraps of paper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's the call. It's the answering service, so it's fine.
Yeah, those people at the answering service would be fine too.
Yeah.
No one's gonna hunt them down. You're fine.
But I won't know about it, so it won't cause stability loss.
Ross will develop a way.
Yeah.
It'll be a dead end on dead tone on the ringer.
Anyway, so that's what so everybody's been doing something, except for Father sitting in the corner.
Busy.
You can give me sense trouble
John,
check.
just finishing the job.
John, you can give me sense trouble check.
Oh, okay. And I'm still at a disability?
Yeah, plus one to your difficulty roll.
So I will add one for
Okay.
my sense trouble to negate that, and I get a 6, so that'd be 5,
Okay.
counting disability. So what have I got?
You do see a well-dressed man in a fez with a thin mustache come in.
How convenient.
A well-dressed man with a fez?
Yeah, he's Egyptian.
A red fez?
Yes.
Da-da-da-da,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird. That wasn't what I was
I was
thinking
thinking
of at all.
Casablanca.
Or the mummy.
Yeah.
Or-
It's a very
okay.
common type.
Yeah,
It's a very common trope.
Yeah. Let's see, I can't
Anyway.
think if you would recognize him on sight, but you're drunk, so you wouldn't recognize him anyway. So, but anyways,
Where met him from?
yeah.
But I recognize that he's trouble.
Well, you see that he's well dressed, and he's like the
I knew
blue.
he was trouble when he walked in.
Yeah, he people seem to give him a air of deference.
Wide berth,
Yeah, a wide berth. He seems to have more respect. He walks
And
in.
nobody's making fun of the hat, so clearly he
Yeah.
must be a big big
I
kahuna.
think people are wearing fezzes here too.
A couple of them do. It is.
Fezzes are not cool right now.
Yeah.
Take the gun, leave the baklava.
So
I know it's Greek, but
at this point, everybody's synced up. Melissa's on her way out carrying a trash bag or a liner or whatever you want to call it.
bin liner.
Yeah, bin liner. You've gotten your lead about the thing in the fog. You walk out from talking to Yulisha.
I adjust my tie.
Okay, yeah, no. Just for appearance sake.
Yeah.
I give him an inquisitive.
So the three of you are you just walk by, I assume, Melissa. But
Yeah,
you two walk back to the table.
Hey!
We should get him home.
I'm fine.
Indeed, finer than frog hair, split 4 ways.
Yep.
Anyway,
All right, so you're all going home.
Yes.
Question. Is
Yeah.
there hair of the dog that bit you cure that I can play in this game? I get so drunk that I lose my disability thing?
No, not at this yet. Not at this point.
we were talking about the martial arts Zoom. You could take drunken boxing.
Oh, yeah. If you make a Chinese character next, yes, you could have drunken boxing. You could do that. Why not?
Thanks.
No problem.
I love the approach there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. So the group, everyone needs to give me a sense trouble check.
Again?
Yeah, if you leave in London, I assume you're looking around your shoulder.
I got nothing.
Me neither.
Spin 2,
Okay.
3.
All right. What was high roll?
I had the 3 too.
Okay.
I had a 2.
All right, you're fine.
Notice nothing. I'm focused
All right,
on my bag.
you're all fine. Do you walk back or you take a cab?
I'm going to take a cab.
All right.
Well, how
I
far
want to feel
is it?
safe.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to drive.
All right. You take a cab back. So it's like 2 or 3 in the morning by the time you get back. And I assume everyone passes out. There's a big stack of papers you can start reading through.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
My counting's spent.
Oh, you don't have
Can I have Anne's help? to
You can do
help
0
with
point spends too, with Anne translating.
Yes.
All right, so you start working through the night.
Yeah, you're the only one that really needs to sleep it off. We all took a nap during the day.
Yeah. So,
I feel like I
and you start
gained some
translating.
sanity back from the alcohol that I got in me.
The note says it's just a meeting at meeting is it gives a date for February. Let's see here, meeting at February 7th.
Hey, that's tomorrow.
Yes, it's actually going to. Well, no, I'd say yeah. It's
Does
actually
it have a
gonna be-
location?
It is not. It was February 6th. Now it's going to be February 7th. Actually, it's going to be tomorrow tonight because now it's the next day.
What year is it again?
1925. Yeah. So I didn't look it up on the calendar or anything, but I'm just going to say. So it's February 7th now. So that's what you get in that. So you start
Does it
looking.
have a location on it?
Nope.
Can you drunken babble to us about the Fez guy?
There was
Wait.
this guy
Yeah.
with a
By the time you guys come out, none of you he didn't mingle in the crowd. So
Okay.
I thought he was tall.
there's a lot of people in the club.
I thought he was tall.
He's not Michael
tall,
Jordan
though?
tall.
But
It's also
compared to all the little Egyptians that are short.
And there are some tall Caucasians too.
Racism
Yeah.
not being rewarded.
Well, malnutrition. But
It's legit.
yeah. But it's a dark club, and there are.
And the British were the best at that.
Well, we weren't
because they
looking
didn't get
for him.
War
Yeah.
crimes for it.
You were just looking around because you had nothing better to do.
No, I mean even after we left, just like, yeah.
There was no truck parked out front. If that's what you're asking. No.
Yeah.
But
No box truck.
there's no box truck.
I'm not asking for a rewind. I just, yeah.
Like as we're in the taxi,
Yeah,
and
are
he's
we
drunken
hive
babbling to
minded?
us.
So you mentioned the guy. The description does sound a little like Mr. Al Said, but Teflu. But I mean,
Knew it.
yeah.
The guy with the fez sounds like Saeed.
They could be him. Yeah.
So we think Al Said is the leader of the Black Pharaoh then?
This is not surprising.
Well, Reginald said he was a rival smuggler to Gavigan, so.
Of
Anyway.
course he is.
Which would explain why, he's trying to,
Yeah. Or he's part of a secret organization that swore to keep the pharaoh locked in his tomb forever.
Yeah.
Well, those of you who Cthulhu mythos would know what the cult of the Black Brother, the cult of the Brotherhood of the Black Pharaoh is all about. It's certainly not imprisoning the pharaoh. It's more like bringing back his ancient reign. So,
I was hoping there was a counter.
oh no,
There's never.
you're the counter. You're it. Yeah. Good luck. That you know of. So, there might be a counter, but you wouldn't be aware of it yet. So it's the next one. You go through the documents. Somebody can spend a point of research or library use to dig through all of them.
I've got that. You're
You got it?
sleeping.
Okay.
With Anne, you spend your point of language to translate the documents because they're. But unfortunately, it is you can rule out the Blue Pyramid being an affront for the cult. It is a totally legitimate organization.
Right. They just happen to meet up there.
Yeah, they just happen to meet up there. What?
Legitimate?
Yeah, normal, not criminal at all. All right, it's the actual normal.
Not cultish, but it might still be criminal.
No, it's actually not criminal. You actually rule that
It's
out.
actually a clean nightclub in
Yes.
the 20s.
As clean as you can tell. It is.
London. It's not a dry country.
They do bribe people, and they do.
Oh, that's just normal British politics.
Yeah, they
So
bribe.
beyond the normal.
So there's nothing extraordinary about it. In fact, you don't even have to spend the point in library use. You just spend the night reading it.
Okay.
So they're probably Tories. But
Anyway.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can rule out the Blue Pyramid and the club owner. You did get the one clue from it though, which was the meeting is tonight, which is handwritten. So that could be any number of things. So you could stake out the club tonight. You do have apparently the key to the Penhew Foundation. You know the hours of the guards and everything. Reginald is in your pocket. He's supposed to call in. Patrick's going to be tailing Gavigan today.
from a very safe distance,
okay.
just to keep track of his schedule.
So
Yeah.
you mean like after a daytime period, the meeting is tonight?
We started the game the morning of
not currently
February.
occurring tonight,
Right.
But like coming up
The next night.
several hours later. Like,
Well, you found the clue on the 6th because this
well,
game is
the clock.
Yeah.
The little thing flipped over.
Yeah, the little thing flipped over.
By the time we get back to the hotel room, it actually
it's
is
2
the
a.m.
7th,
February 7th.
But we assume they're not.
Doing it 2 in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry,
we didn't see- yeah.
I was under the impression you were telling us it was going on right now.
Yeah. Well, you didn't find out about the hotel, so you wouldn't have figured it out because you didn't look. She didn't look at the thing because it was written in Egyptian until you got back to the hotel.
Yeah.
So it's a morning, February 7th, like 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. You guys don't refresh anything because you're either hungover or you've been reading business documents all night, looking for a lead where there is none. Fortunately, not every single thing is going to be a lead. Yeah.
Kind of a lead.
Yeah. Well, the big thing of business documents that she stole, which isn't going to totally screw them over when they try and get their liquor license
Be
renewed.
really confused.
Yeah. It was the cleaning lady, that cleaning lady. Oh my God.
We could anonymously drop them back.
You could if you wanted to be a good Samaritan.
That's really okay. Fine.
You could just get a box and mail it to them.
I don't know. After I feel like, after sorting through them and seeing that they're a legitimate business organization.
Yeah.
You want to mail it back to him?
You want to burn everything.
That's your answer for everything. Literally everything. And I'm not misusing literally.
All right, you have multiple leads now.
I'm going to box them back up and send them back.
That's fine.
All right, you can do. That's what you do this morning.
Closer
It
to
takes-
when we leave London. Not right now.
Okay.
That
So
would
there's
be-
a box ready to go. So,
Yes.
you have a new lead from the newspaper story, so you could look at the thing in the
Give
fog.
it to Gavigan to flush him out to go against Saeed and use Saeed as bait to get Gavigan going out.
How are the business documents of a nightclub going to draw them out?
Of an unrelated nightclub.
Yeah, they're just using it as a meeting.
I feel like that is way more trouble than it's worth.
This is true.
Probably.
Anyway, so you have a couple leads. In fact, I would say you can spend that point in library use to find the news story that Anne was referencing.
Okay.
Or Anne found out about.
Should we just call Maharoni and ask him?
Well, he's busy. He can't go through the morgue files. Here it is.
I thought it ran in his paper.
Yeah, but he's not gonna. He doesn't have photographic memory. He's not gonna. Oh yeah, that one story from a year ago. Let me just blah 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 blah. So you have to spend a couple hours looking it up yourself. But you do. And
we also need to go to the manor house.
In the name of Alan Groot.
Groot.
Yes, no, literally. If this was written in 1980.
I am Groot.
Yes. Except his name is Alan. So here's the story, and you find out he is recovering at a mental asylum.
And that's all he's saying over and over again.
No. That would be too easy. But he is. I'll be right back. So you guys can plan out your next move. Or read the story aloud so the others can.
Okay. He almost had me by Alan Groot, victim. It was like turning suddenly, knowing something was there, only to find nothing. A nothing possessing hideous life. The dank water smell of the cloying fog was replaced by a foul scent of smoldering hair, which somehow reached out and filled my lungs, driving itself deep into my body. I began to choke. It meant to kill me. I cannot describe the terrible feeling of invasion by those foggy tendrils, and still I can see nothing. Excerpt from longer article, ghost written by Mahoney months before the investigators arrived.
Also, in romance novel form under this title.
No.
Tendrilled by...
Nope. Nope. Nobody writes Lost /fic with the smoke monster. It's not allowed by rule of the universe.
For everyone leaving comments, maybe some fanfiction.
Alright, so
far all we've got is Lost /fic involving the smoke monster.
yes.
Totes, what's going on?
Clearly. You can go look up Mr. Groot and talk to him if you want to. You can
So we
go
have
check
staking
out
out the
Manor
club.
House.
Well, that'll be
Manor
tonight.
house.
The Manor House is on the North Sea, so we're not doing that today.
Yeah,
Right.
it's an hour north or so.
Well, so why don't we go visit Alan during the day and then stake out the club tonight?
We could sleep. I mean, there's always that.
Well, we could probably do both.
No, you cannot do both. And you can only do the places sanctuary once per. I'll just say once per session.
Right. I was just saying. Like,
Yeah, if you don't rest it.
in a bow to real life, we
Yeah.
should sleep.
I've already been sleeping it off.
Yeah, you're
so I'm
fine. Do
good to go.
whatever. Yeah.
Let's see here.
I'm sure you won't get in trouble by yourself. Go ahead.
You're fine. Everything's fine.
You should go visit him. A man of the cloth, that would be helpful to his sanity.
Let's see here.
I don't know about that. It's me.
Well, that's a fair cop, having met you.
All right. Oh yeah. So Alan Groot is. So you're gonna look him up. All right.
Well, it says which asylum he's in, right?
Yeah. Well, you find that out with the spin. So this is actually something from the companion, not the main thing. But you. So who is going? Who is going to be talking?
I guess I'll go.
Okay.
I have nope, I don't have psychoanalysis anymore. But I do have interrogation.
Okay.
I feel like you should interrogate the disturbed.
Again, interrogation is a
You have to have
hostile.
leverage.
You have to have leverage of some sort.
What does oral
I could
history do
offer
in
him
a
a
situation
cookie.
like this? Like,
That would be leverage.
can you use that just to talk?
You can use it to get the story out of him. You can get access to him. What you do find out is the asylum he is kept in is
Bedlam.
No, they actually have.
It's Bedlam.
It is not Bedlam. Is they actually ask you? I can't find the name of it quickly, but they do have. They do ask you what your business is and who you are. The victim is quite. They ask you what your relation to the victim is, or what your interest in the case is.
You're his priest.
How close to death is he?
He is recovering from mental trauma.
I know, but could his family feasibly think that he needs last rites?
He is actually. You can telephone the clinic. It is Brown's Residence Clinic for the Insane in Glasgow. So, yeah,
Not doing that today.
but you telephone the clinic. They ask them. They ask you what your business is, and what do you say?
Is anybody with me, or is it just me?
You're on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone.
It's in Glasgow.
Glasgow, so it's Scottish. They don't like the Brits either.
Right, but more to the point, you're not traveling there in person today.
You can telephone and get the information through telephone if you can convince them why you should get the information.
Or just convince them why we need to talk to him.
You could lie if you with an interpersonal spend or a credit rating spend. You could say you're concerned with him. I would say with credit rating, you say I heard of a story and I'm moved by his plight. I want to give a donation. How is the man doing?
Yeah, I'll go with that tack.
Charity. You're a priest too. It's like, the church wants to make sure he's being cared for.
It's very important to us.
Yes. All right. So he says, it's a terrible case. He is. We're not sure exactly what happened to him, but he only says one word over and over again. Gavigan. I don't understand why.
Okay.
We do.
So,
does he draw any symbols on the walls? Or
no, it was practically catatonic.
Family here.
Does he have any family?
They are all in America.
All in America.
Nice cover, Ross.
Yeah. In Texas.
In Texas?
Yeah.
I am Groot.
Yes.
That was horrible.
That
was
was.
really bad.
That was awful.
We should never speak of it.
Moving on.
All right.
In what position was Mr. Groot before?
What did
Down dog.
he it was he used to work for he was an archaeologist actually. He was editor really, working on journals and checking other people's work.
Do you know what his last project was?
Something to do with the Penhew Foundation.
Of course.
Of course, yeah. Ask a stupid question.
I think he was fact checking one of their articles or something. An article that they had submitted.
Oh, do you know when that article was submitted, or
It was
the
never
name of
submitted.
the article?
The journal he was working on collapsed shortly after his.
Which journal was that?
I'm sorry, I don't. It's not really relevant to his treatment. We're trying not to bring up his.
Does he have any belongings?
He tells you. I'm sure you could find it in a reputable library.
Does he have any personal items with him?
Well, they're personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the church's interest in this again?
Thank you for your help. Good day.
We're going with that.
All right.
I thought about something with exorcism, but that's not going to work with the mental health expert.
No,
Shockingly.
Yeah, they have.
I would be against that.
They have
most likely.
competent alienists in the UK, so even in Scotland. So that takes some time. Yeah, okay, I know that was huge. I don't know why I did that.
He wasn't one of the other fathers of early psychiatric medicine.
I was just thinking that one episode of Dark Place. Sorry. So you have that information. You can rest until evening, so you don't take any penalties to athletics or anything. But you've been burning up those points.
Fun.
Yes. What do you want to do tonight? I assume you're basically waiting. You're like going on vampire rules at this point. Wait until dark, go out, commit crimes for the greater good.
I still say we blow everything up.
What do we
Yes,
need
you
from
frequently
this
do.
meeting? I thought we determined that they're legit.
Well,
The
no,
club is legit.
The club is
Yeah.
The cult is a cult.
And they rendezvous there and then take off to an unknown location in a van once a month.
They turn into the fog monster. They kill someone.
You don't know if the fog monster connects to it, but yeah.
I'm
It's a
suspicious that it does.
This is true.
Both in and out of character.
So
What? I feel like that's not too meta.
Yeah, no, all right, fair enough.
So we're staking out the club to see if they rendezvous there.
And we don't know what time it's starting. Correct. So we probably want to go there early-ish so that we can kind of get a lay of the area
Okay.
and look.
Would I have to re-roll to have my disguise since I rolled a 10?
To go back in the club?
Well, just to be around, just in case. Just want to be prepared.
They or actually since you rolled so well, you realize that disguise is burned. You stole every business document that they had.
It's worth a try. I rolled a 10.
No, it's fine. That's why you get that advice for free. You need to walk away from it.
Fine.
You don't
gotta know when to
Look very different.
They figured out who stole the papers now.
Shockingly.
Yeah, so you don't want to be.
I'm not going back in the club. I will hang out in the parking lot.
Well, probably all of you want to hang out in the parking lot because you're tailing it. So someone give me a shadowing check for the group. Everyone else can pick it back up.
So do we have a car, or do we not have a car?
You can, with a point of credit rating, you can have a car.
Do we want a car?
We want a car.
That'd probably be good for following the box.
Okay, I'll spend a credit rating.
All right, so you have one car.
That's fine. Nothing could go horribly wrong. I'll spend 2 on shadowing. You did say shadowing, right?
Yes. Is it a 3?
It's a 3.
It's a 3. You're fine. No one notices you at all. You're fine. So a box truck does show up around 10 o'clock at night.
Game gotta have game.
And a bunch, 24 people jump into it. And you start tailing it. Because I assume that's what you want to do. Or do you just let it go? Do you like, yeah, no, that happened? Oh, actually, no, you see who's driving it. It is Mr. Al Saeed.
Knew it!
Still wearing the stupid fez?
Yes, he's still wearing the stupid fez.
Okay.
Just on cult business.
I
knew we should have shot him.
Shooting.
No one ever listens to the shooting.
Start with that. If you advocate that for every character, a stop clock is right twice a day.
The other thing is, you can't shoot him while he's in his shop during the day, because that...
Well, apparently you can murder him while he's in his shop during the day. Just things happen.
Well, with melee, at least you get that, that doesn't cause as much noise as the whole...
bang, bang, boom, boom.
Yeah, bang, bang, boom, boom. The truck goes off, you start following it. It's going outside of London. Do you keep following it?
Yes.
Sure. If we'd played this really smart, someone could be infiltrating his spice shop right now. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Too late.
Well, you do have time before you leave London. You recognize him
push
pretty
somebody
early
out of the truck, or I could call Patrick.
Or we could drop a couple people off.
Yeah, you don't have cell phones. Patrick, if I was following Gavigan, you have no idea where he is.
Really, the power of prayer doesn't help me here?
How?
Pray that he telepathy.
He's somewhere in London, all right. Yeah, no.
Divine inspiration.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying.
No, it's fine.
D&D is the game where you can pray for a magic cell phone.
You do know one location he might be hanging out nearby, the Diamondback Club.
It's fine.
That's where Gavigan is.
Well, Patrick would be following Gavigan. So he would be in proximity to the...
I feel like if we try to stop and talk to Patrick and tell him to go to the spy shop, we're going to lose the van. And
you could just go... If you want to go to the spy shop, you should just go to the spy shop.
Can we split at this point?
You can stop and two of you can get out. And you don't know where your car is going to be going to. You have no idea where the truck's going.
Sure. But will we lose the truck if I let 2 people out?
No.
Okay.
So who's going to the spice shop?
Well, I'm driving, so I can't.
Well, I can't do much at all in the spice shop because I have anything to use.
I only have library use that I think might be useful. Maybe anthropology.
Well, you still have that Egyptian pool, too.
Yes, that's
if
true.
he has Egyptian artifacts in his spy shop.
Assuming we're not going to Egypt.
Really importantly, though, does anyone have a way to get in there, short of me?
I already spent my locksmith.
Okay.
Explosives.
You could use mechanical repair to force it open
and
and
I
make
could
more
drive.
noise.
I have driving abilities.
Okay.
And then can I spend driving in order to drive in a way that I'm not overly suspicious? Because they wouldn't know.
That'd be more of
who
a
I am.
shadowing. I would allow driving, though, because you're just driving.
Tailing.
You just, instead of focusing on traditional tailing techniques, you just okay, they're going that way, I'm going to drive really fast over this way, so that, so it's a different...
It's Sherlock style.
Yeah, Sherlock style. So yeah, you could do either pool.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll go confront my doom at the Spice House.
I'll go with you.
Oh, do we want to split that much?
Probably.
I thought we were sending 2.
Well, but 2 dozen men in that truck.
Hopefully we're not going to be confronting them.
I thought I was just following them.
We're just,
That's not how things tend to work out.
we don't have to get out of the car.
Okay.
You have the explosives. You should stay wherever the 2 dozen men are going.
Okay.
All right, so I'll go with you. So at least you're not alone.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
I'm going to go with the boom boom.
Okay.
Do I need a preparedness check to see if I have anything to go boom boom?
You can do that whenever you want.
Don't do it yet.
I'll wait, but I just am
no,
asking.
That's the beauty of preparedness.
I withhold it for now.
All right. No. But,
Good job. Thank you for withholding your boom boom. Everyone at the table thanks you.
all right. So
It's funny because
you get to the shop pretty quickly. They're going outside of London, so they're going into the countryside.
See? Smoke monster.
Yeah.
Lesser Dale.
Nope. They're going more towards Essex.
Wait, I've been
Essex.
crazy for a long time.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys are going
That's
to
where
Manor
his
House.
is. You wanted to go to the Manor House. Everything will work out fine. You'll blow it up. They'll all be in there.
So you will
It'll
need
be
to give me a
fine.
drive check or a shadowing check to keep tailing them.
Let's go.
You want me to keep sailing, even if it's going to Essex, though? Don't we want to bring everyone else?
Explosions. See,
I don't think I'm going to die.
when you're a
Okay,
teenager,
I'll have to
you
die
get what you
someday.
want.
I'll spend my 3 driving. So I got
Whoa.
7.
All right. No, you drive like a bat out of hell. You turn your headlights out. You are driving expertly, and because you suspect that they're going to Essex, you actually can keep a very wide distance. You just occasionally spot them in another road, which is good.
Because our previous stealth was not so good.
Yeah. So you two are on your way.
On the road again.
Yeah. All right, you guys are head to the shop. It is still a nice district. It is also in Soho. It is. The shop is locked up though, so you can either try and knock the door. There is a back door and a front door. You can try and knock them down or use locksmith.
We'll go around to the back door and I'll spend a point of locksmith.
All right, you open up. You pick that lock. It opens right up. So first floor, the back door. You're in the spice shop itself. There are stairs leading up. There's a register, spice racks. You can search this place or go upstairs.
So there's just a register and spice racks.
So it's the spice store.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I didn't know if there was an office in the back or.
Nope.
Okay.
Let's just go upstairs.
Sure.
Okay. Both of you give me, or one of you give me a stealth test. There are people walking about, and even though it is an easy stealth test, you might be seen by somebody from the street.
Okay.
Because windows, it's people are like, hey, look inside this spice shop. Yeah.
It's night.
Yeah, there's street lights.
Okay. Just checking. I'll spend 3.
Okay.
6.
Yeah. No, people walk
Do
by.
exactly what I said.
I'm not leaving your side.
Yeah. You don't get this if you don't get alerted.
You could have told us exactly what to
No.
do.
You don't
That
know.
would be really hard to predict.
I would be impressed.
Okay, I know I just completely failed at driving stealthfully, but here's what you should do exactly. Besides, I think I actually have to know the route and
You'd have to know the layout, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're all in front of a house, he could tell you go around left, go around the bush, blah blah blah. So you could use his stealth test to go around the left while he goes
However,
around the right.
I didn't look at the truck immediately into it. Oh, they're going to the manor house in Essex,
Which I've never been to,
seen.
and I have no idea what the terrain is like there at night.
Credulity strains.
Yeah, you are not omniscient. So you sneak upstairs. You come to the living room. Looks like he set up the second floor to be a apartment. Are furnished with couches, pillows, incense burners, rugs, low tables, a hookah, and hanging lamps, all in muted shades of yellow and blue. I assume you guys are using flashlights so you can actually see. There is a sizable oil heater. The room is quite warm. He likes it at Egyptian temperatures, it looks like.
Would it be less suspicious if we put the lights on?
In a you can turn it on. All right. There you do see in a prim glass case stands statuettes of Egyptian gods, prominently piously displayed on a table in the living room is an open copy of the Quran. On one wall of the living room is an ornate mirror with a golden frame. The frame is subtly asymmetrical. Strange figures have been working into it. You would have to look at it more carefully to identify them. They look like mythological figures, hieroglyphic.
Without getting in front of the mirror.
Well, hold on.
Yeah,
There's still some other things. Let me finish.
Tell us all the things.
Yes, there is a locked roll-top desk. Also, is in the living room. There are papers on it. It is locked, as in the thing has been pulled down. You assume it's locked. You actually haven't tried it yet. So that's all you see in the living room. You do see a hallway leading in there. You can, there seem to be 3 more doors.
We should make sure.
One to the left, one to the right, and one straight ahead. So I can show you.
Call out for.
Yeah, that won't go horribly wrong.
Here,
Well, we turned on the lights,
I know it's
so-
kind of hard, but like you're in the living room right there, and you can see down a hallway, and it's not too much to give you that there's a bathroom, a kitchen, and a bedroom.
Well, he didn't close the door to the bathroom or the kitchen, obviously.
The bedroom's open.
There's got to be a bedroom, so
Yeah.
obviously.
So you haven't searched those, but the living room is pretty decked out with stuff. So,
Okay.
you guys, give me a sense trouble check.
I'll add 3. 7.
3.
Okay, and you're really glad you turned your headlights off.
Did I go over what I needed?
Yes, by 2.
So I get 2 in my pool?
Yes, for this round.
To deal
Just in
with
case.
this problem.
Yes. In the distance, you can see the manor house. It is basically on a small island in the North Sea, but there is a bridge leading to it. And on the way to the bridge, the truck goes past the bridge onto the island. There is a group of men waiting in a copse of trees near the bridge. And you spot them because there's something glinting off the moonlight. It is a full moon tonight. And they are like they're carrying metal, tubes or instruments of some sort.
Like guns.
Yeah, like guns. That could be it. But they don't see you because you rolled really well. But it looks like they're waiting for you. It seems like they're waiting for somebody to show up, and then for them to do something with those instruments.
Metal tubular things.
Yeah, metal tubing. So I will show you I can actually draw a map real quick
You want
of the pen. Yeah. Let me get a pen so you can
Are
actually.
grenades an option in the game?
That would be a higher preparedness check. But you could use. Well, yeah, no, you have explosives, and this is 1925. I would say there's still some surplus hand grenades on the black market. Some duck's eggs and that kind of thing. So, I'm not going to draw the island exactly. You can't make up. You can see the manor house because it's lit up, but there is a road and a countryside, and road. All right, so I'll say you are like coming up from this way. Or actually, no, you're coming up from this way. They took the other way around, so you're just figure out the terrain. So the ambush is waiting for you right here on the bridge. They're sort of concealed on foot by some trees. You're over here. They don't see you, but there's a bridge right there that leads onto the island, and there's the manor house.
Wait, is there any other cover other than what they're under?
There are other. It is the countryside. There are some trees scattered about, and that kind of thing. And it's dark. There is some moonlight, so they might see you, but there's tall grass and that kind of thing. So on foot, you could certainly sneak up on them.
Is there any...
But you can see there's at least 4 of them, possibly more.
Do we see any boats?
I will say... There is not any boats nearby, or not in the immediate vicinity, but you could spend. There will be a boat along the shore somewhere, so you could spend some time to find a boat, like a rowboat or something. But you'd have to go back a little bit. There's nothing very close to the manor house. There is also another island off to this side, to the left, over here. An island above it, an island to the right. There's just this whole chain of islands. So you guys can do that if you want to. But yeah, you can see that the lights of the manor house are on. There seem to be. You don't have any. You can make a preparedness check to have binoculars and get a better sense of what's going on.
Can we tell if all the people from the van are here, or
No.
if some of them must?
No, they're clearly. There were 24 guys in the truck. There's maybe 4. You could maybe have up to 8 or 10 in that copse and still be hidden, but past that, they would be standing on open ground. You couldn't squeeze that many guys in there.
There's another bottle of the cider in the fridge and a little bit left in the bottle we opened.
Ooh. I will have that.
Not alcoholic.
Pumpkin.
Ooh, I will actually. Yeah. So.
Yeah, more of that's going to be had.
That's really good.
Sorry, guys.
No, yeah.
Sorry, listeners. Drinks are
Excited.
interesting.
Later, I'm sure.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
That's effort.
Yeah. Since when does the actual plays?
That episode where we tried to get the wine bottle open.
Oh yeah, the comments on that were great.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing.
So this is the time for taking the infomercial on Aldi's. How you can buy pumpkin cider by
I've had people like
$100.
trick-or-treaters come up during Halloween
don't do
games.
that.
What?
That will horribly date this. Like, people will be looking for it after the apocalypse when this gets released.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, no, during the Halloween games, I'd have trick-or-treaters come in and we'd just keep the game going while we were... I remember one night there was
bring it here and I can do it.
like a girl dressed up as Spider-Man who I just opened the door, she came in, grabbed candy from the bowl that I had by the door and just walked out. She just didn't give a fuck. She's like, alright,
That's
bye.
just ballsy.
I know, that was awesome. And people commented about that in that episode. But anyway, so yeah, there's a... are you going to make a preparedness check to have a telescope or binocular or something so you can spy on them from a distance? You could certainly, if you spend some time, you could find a boat. It's just going to be from a distance.
Sean, what are your thoughts? We could either just wait around and watch these guys who might be here all night, or
You know
I was
what my
thinking
thoughts are.
if we took a boat, maybe we could get.
Don't blow up the bridge. It's a bad choice.
I know.
You do see a boat, a yacht, moored to the side of the island near the manor house.
Someone may notice if you move the yacht.
Well, it's near the manor house. You can't get to it without.
I'm kind of...
But if you blow up the bridge, they can get off the island through the yacht.
I'm anxious about getting in the water.
Why?
Weird.
It's Cthulhu.
There's things in the water.
It's the North Sea. It's Cthulhu. It's marshes of Essex.
It's also February. It's not going to be really good weather either.
Right.
It's going to be cold.
The North Sea.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? Just stand there and watch them?
You can come back, but
We could come back when no one's around.
We can't blow up the bridge.
We don't know what they're up to.
Well, they're probably in there doing some kind of ritual.
Cultish things.
They're probably muttering a chant in some horrible monster.
I will give you more information if you. Yeah, I need some information if you have something to look at them with. You can't make out details. Of the
I
business.
will spend 3 to see if we have a binocular.
I will roll preparedness for a telescope.
Well, she's got preparedness at 8, so she can have one for each of you if she were to succeed.
Oh, okay.
She spends 1 more point if she succeeds.
Oh no. How much did I say? 3?
3.
So I have 5.
5 is good enough for binoculars, so you can spend 1 more point and he'll have a pair of binoculars
Do you
too.
want a pair of binoculars?
I don't need one, I can share.
Oh.
Okay, so you see through the binoculars that there are dozens of people there, and there's not only that, there is a structure near the manor house that you couldn't really make out from the naked eye, and by structure I mean a big obelisk-looking thing.
Shit.
Stele, yeah. The Egyptian cell, it has hieroglyphics on it. You can't make them out in detail enough to read them from this distance, but it's definitely Egyptian. In fact, it looks kind of like this. In fact, it looks exactly like that.
Like an obelisk.
Yeah. Well, they call it a stele. I don't know why they use that.
Technically, it's a stall.
Stall, sorry.
I mean, but all obelisks are stalls, but not all stalls are obelisks.
Yeah, I don't know why they...
It's one of those things, so...
Anyways, and that they are gathering around it. So it looks like they're conducting some sort of ritual around the obelisk.
They can't be summoning a fog monster.
No.
It's actually a clear night. There's no fog. So you can keep spying on them if you want.
Might as well.
I don't want to go up there. So we might as well make this trip worthwhile.
You're not really equipped for an...
How good is your driving, and can we blow up the obelisk?
Okay, I used all my driving to get here, and we are not going to go
I will
over
say,
there.
there are some actions that are more suicidal than others.
And that would be one of them.
If you're doing that, you're going on your own.
Yeah, she can walk. Anyways, it's up to you.
Just watch for now and see what happens.
Alright, so back to you guys.
Fine, we can watch.
In the spice shop.
But eventually I'm going to want to blow up the obelisk.
No, that's fine. That makes sense.
Eventually.
I didn't say how long eventually is.
So, you two are in the apartment. Are you lighting the lamp?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, before we do that, well, I guess if you already
there
described
are no
it
windows
to us-
in the living... Oh, no, there are windows in the living room. So
Okay.
you can pull the curtain back.
So a little bit of street light comes in. That's how we observe the things you already told us.
I'd assume you had flashlights.
Right, but we're considering not turning them on.
You could turn them on and point them away from the windows to see
for
something.
the time being.
And I'm not going to have you on the second. You're on the second floor too. You're above street level. People can't casually see in, or they're not going to look up. Oh, there's a bit of light up there. I better call the police. They're not that paranoid yet.
I love the conditional.
Well, if you start
I
breaking
guess if
things,
we didn't open the curtains, then the flashlights would show through less.
yeah. If you can close the curtains and look around with flash your flashlights around. You see that stuff. It's also a clear night. There's moonlight, so you can see.
So in that case, let's not turn the lights on.
Right. Let's pull the curtains and use flashlights.
But you will get more. You will see much better if you do turn the lights on. So.
Well, all things in good time.
Okay.
First, we need to make a cursory examination of the bedroom.
Make sure we're alone.
Yeah.
Okay. There is no one there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that okay? Nothing.
I'm
No?
reading the
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
We also pull the curtains and flick our flashlights around in the bedroom because
Let's just check.
Oh yeah, no, it's a typical bedroom. He has some nice clothes,
Okay.
but it is rather Spartan otherwise.
okay.
Seems like the living room is the place he spends most of his time at.
Sure. I will try the roll top of the desk. Well,
It is locked.
let's do light the lamps.
Okay.
You did say oil. Is it electrically lit or oil lamps?
Well,
Okay. All right. I'll spend a point of locksmith on the desk.
okay, you pop it right open. And you can see. You make spins if you have evidence collection. You sort through the papers, try and figure out what's useful, what's not. So, are you doing that?
We're both out of
Oh, you're
evidence
both out.
collection.
We
Okay.
have it, but have spent it already.
Okay. There's papers, invoices, pens, and that kind of thing. If you have other skills you want to use, you could.
Law. Can I get anything?
He is running a legitimate business, as far as you can tell, a normal business. I don't mean legitimate with quotes. I mean like normal, profitable-sized business. You don't see any evidence of smuggling, but from what you see, that's
Can I
0
use
points.
this phone-
You don't have to spend.
Can I use a point of mythos to look around the apartment for any cult-related
Yes,
items?
you sure can.
Okay.
You lose 1 sanity.
Dang it. Okay.
Sanity with the
Yeah.
numbers
I
check.
know.
There is the mirror. It draws you. The symbols drawn on it depict entities, things. The beasts of the Black Pharaoh. The things that drove his chariot. The beasts that carried them to the court of his sultan. You recognize them as though from a dream, and there are other symbols there. This mirror is clearly connected to the mythos. Speaking of which, you guys are watching them. They're in the cult is in a frenzy now.
Yep.
Have fun.
I might as well have blown up the obelisk.
You see they are dragging people out from the manor house. People who are unwilling. And they are being chained to the obelisk. And then they are getting out, everyone else seems to be getting out spiked clubs and gathering around them. There is a figure in robes, masked figure in robes, who seems to be raising his hands up and probably chanting. You're way too far to hear. But you can tell at 0 point occult or Cthulhu mythos, this is a human sacrifice. They're going to kill that guy. That person.
If we run, we lose stability. If we watch it, we lose stability.
What if we did something? I don't know if we could get our hands on
blow
this
it up, we die.
preparedness, but if we had like police sirens that went off, so maybe, or like if we had like
Because that can't go horribly wrong.
well, then maybe they would stop because they'd be like, someone.
You think the crazy cultists that engage in human sacrifice are going to worry about a little bit more fodder?
They might scatter. It is about strategy. However, they would certainly start searching for the source of the noise.
Where's that collective
put it on the
stuff?
other side of the bridge.
Where's that collective stuff from Barrington? Could we have called him to?
What collected stuff?
2 points of cop talk.
Oh,
Could we have called him under suspicion that he could pull up with Scotland Yard and?
With what evidence? You didn't know about the human sacrifice. Now you could go
And
back.
also cell phones. Not a thing.
No, there's the preparedness, making a plan ahead of time. However, this is that would be a little too Deus Ex Machina because you had no idea that this was going to lead to this.
But I suspected that Saeed was a cultist.
You suspected he was a cultist. That was it.
On what evidence?
Yeah.
we don't have anything physical right now.
You could come back the next time and have that.
People will be dead already.
Yeah, they will be dead already.
Heroism.
Actually, you could make a preparedness check to have talked to an ally, someone else more trustworthy than, or someone more able than Barrington.
And you want to do that because I'm going to use my preparedness for explosives.
But your ally ahead of time. Yeah, Barrington is not quite.
He's not naming the ally.
Yeah, you don't have enough evidence to even the 2 points. If you had some sort of bloodthirsty thing or evidence of their involvement, or like a capture. Yeah.
If we had gone to the Spice House last night.
Yeah. You certainly could have, depending on what they get from it. But you could contact Mrs. Shoesmith, or you could have gone to the graveyard and contacted a certain...
Although I'm the only one with
Yeah.
that ritual.
Oh, yeah, you're the only one with it. Never mind. You can contact Mrs. Shoesmith.
Because they always have speedy delivery service.
Well,
It's true.
when
So
time is a
just
flat
now.
circle to you, you're fine. So you could have done that.
And you want to do that preparedness to say that we called the lamplighters.
What would she be able to do for us?
They
Well,
might have
I
one of
thought
the
she
big
wasn't a
booming guns.
lamplighter. I thought she was just a person.
She was just a person, but she
But
is
she
in
has
league
the
with them.
contacts.
Yeah, she could. She did say she would help you with other things if she could. You don't know what kind of offer.
She might even have the painting and can throw it over the obelisk.
The painting is gone. The painting that they would use to make sure. Yeah,
They're using it for other things.
yeah. You gave it to them to get you
Important
back. So
things.
Okay.
they probably ruined the painting in order to get you back. So you could.
She
do
might
that.
have that gun that he had.
It's not like there's just one Yithian lightning gun.
Okay, we could.
Give it a try with preparedness.
Or you guys could just run away.
I would say no. You can contact her for free. What do you ask? She contacts you. You say, "We believe we're investigating the cult." So this was last night or this morning. What kind of help do you want? What are you asking her?
Arms, ammunition, and explosives.
Oh, she can provide that. Yeah. No.
I love how cursory that is.
That conventional weapons, yes, they have a weapons cache nearby. It'll be wherever it is that you wind up at.
It'll be
because we'll have already have known.
Yes.
Yes.
So
because you revealed that you removed the temporal anomaly. So
I get my explosives. Anything else you want from her?
Is that really what we want?
But that would be conventional weapons, and there are literally dozens of them.
Yeah, there's.
It
no
would be
way
a suicide. It would be. The odds are really bad for two of you.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Okay, non-conventional weapons.
What are you trying to do there?
Kill them all.
Kill them all? Well, if you're
Why did
self-destructive.
You destroy the camera?
Because
because
you regained.
Because Ross smiled every time we talked about it.
You regained sanity.
Yeah. Because it was the original point of that session.
Just saying, this would be a lot more straightforward.
It would be. That's
It'd also be straightforward if we had the space vampire mirror too. We could just throw that in the crowd and then run.
Well, no, you just think angry thoughts at all of them, and then the space vampire shows up and eats them all.
But he wouldn't distinguish between the sacrifices and the humans.
He'd eat the bad people first. You'd actually probably summon more than one, and that would be fun. But anyway,
hold on. Let me get my friends on conference.
If you want to kill them all, that is possible at a great cost.
What's the great cost?
Well, it would
like money
be fatal, almost certainly.
To who?
Well, to whoever was trying to deliver. I mean, going against that many people is rather without a plan, just trying to kill them without giving. There limits what we can do, but there is a weapon we have that is self-destructive and very powerful.
Basically, remember Jason's preparedness roll?
Yeah.
That's what you guys are doing with help.
Yeah.
Well, she could run,
but if you were
next week,
if you wanted something else, I mean, but that's a bit short. You have to think of the long game. You're trying to do something for the good of the world, aren't you? You can't just every time they're committing an atrocity, you can't just when you could win a battle but lose the war.
So what do you suggest? I'm not there.
What do you suggest?
Well, these cultists, they love their costumes, don't they? If you want to, we could have arranged to have had a set of sized robes waiting for you wherever it is you wind up at.
The color guard is colored.
Yeah.
Along with some grenades.
Well, they might search you, but that would be your choice if you want them.
How good you conceal?
Not
I
good.
don't know if I want to go in there.
You can always come back. This is the Yithians will give you some access wherever it is you wind up at, but there are limits to what they can do. If you want to take them all out, you would have to make a suicide run of it, and they would just give you enough explosives to make sure you can do it. But yeah, to rescue the victim, they are only willing to offer you, something to sneak.
What
out.
about to find out more? Well,
if they're conducting some ritual, usually everyone has to be present for that, and certainly their stronghold, their safe house, or whatever it is they're using would be unguarded.
Ooh, yeah. Say we go to the house while they're conducting the ritual.
But, of course, there's only going to be so many guards on the nights that they don't perform the rituals. They all have normal jobs and lives, so they would not be as many guards there on a normal night.
Okay, so we leave and come back.
It's up to you. You could,
We let the guy die.
Can we do the siren thing just in case?
Fine, do the siren.
And then we drive away.
Okay, but what are they going to do?
You don't know. You won't know if you have to. If you're going to use the siren,
Maybe they'll cancel their.
I will leave it up to a roll if you do that. They might get skittish and stop it, or they might just say.
And when we come back, we might be able to save people.
We might be,
or they might know someone's onto them.
They would certainly
start guarding the place.
They would start guarding the place with more guys if you do that. But I would give it. All right, so Anne, if you want to, you would use a siren to save them. There would be a chance of saving them, but it would be up to a die roll, and I won't tell you what the chances are until you actually commit to it.
It could be like 1 in 6.
See, you're tempting the lawful good person.
Yeah, I know.
Not the chaotic good.
I know.
The lawful good.
That's how it works.
The chaotic good was
you will get more information if you just watch the ritual to its conclusion. You will gain more information.
And spend a point.
But people will die.
Yeah, no.
You want to just stand around while that happens.
Yeah, no. That's the nature. It is a horror game.
Should we just go?
Sean, looking at this.
I said we watch.
Guy's gonna go boom eventually. May as well make it worth it.
But we won't learn anything, and we need to learn things, so we might as well let him die before I go boom boom.
Oh, okay. So it's fine if someone else dies.
And then I can
really learn.
Don't worry, they'll go to heaven. Like, I mean, you know, they're being killed by the evil satanic cult. I mean, they're clearly.
I can do nothing horrible to them.
Yeah.
Nothing we've learned about the metaphysics of the universe would suggest that.
Is there?
It's a Cthulhu game. The challenge is ramping up.
We need reinforcements.
Okay.
So we might as well go, and we at least have evidence now for the police.
Well, if we're going to let him die by leaving, we might as well.
If you wanted evidence,
there's a word for
actually,
that. It's called hearsay.
Well,
actually, if you wanted
That
evidence,
guy's a cultist.
no.
Bill, go check out the manor house.
Bobby almost believed us.
No, you guys have evidence collection. You know how you can get evidence. And actually, the Unions offer you a way to get evidence. You get your cult robe on, you sneak in there,
Cult robe on.
and then you take photos of them performing the sacrifice. Pictures worth 1,000 words. So you don't have photography, do you?
Photography in the 1920s?
Huh? Well, that's the
How are you
thing.
going to do that surreptitiously?
Well, you could take it from the manor house, from a window in the manor house, and because that would still be pretty unmistakable.
That sounds like a
and
good
taking a
plan.
basic photo like that, I would say you could succeed on that if you can get the camera out again.
I don't have photography. Do you?
No. So we might as well either watch or run.
But photography is like for special circumstances, right?
You can still. It's like driving a car. You can still, push. You can still operate a camera. It's not going to be a great photo, but it's going to be enough to convince them to raid the place.
What if
don't
we
need to
just
be
watch it and
labs.
remember what was happening?
That's called hearsay.
Yeah, that is.
It would be better to have something that's more proof.
Yeah.
As in
Like if you could get one of the clubs with the nails
If
on
we
the
want to
end.
bring the cops into it, but we also just need information at this point.
Which you would also get from watching the ritual.
All right. Well, you two can figure out what you want to do.
We're back at the roll top desk.
Yeah, the roll top desk.
And the mirror, what are you doing about that?
Yeah, the mirror is.
What am I doing about that? I'm looking at the symbols, waiting for them to freak me out.
Oh, they're totally freaky. You can tell.
Burn it all.
This is an artifact connected to Nyarlathotep, the Crawling Chaos. The Black Pharaoh. It is. Let's see here. They actually have a whole thing about this, about the mirror. That's probably.
That's
probably should
not a
have.
sign.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You can weaponize it.
If you can figure out
Tie
how
it
to
to the
use
front
it.
of a car. I'm sure that's how it works.
Just drive around with this mirror.
Let's see here. You can tell.
Give them the clamps.
Don't give them the clamps. What the hell is it? It is used in various rituals, incantations. Here it is. A large asymmetric gray-white metal mirror held in a gold frame. The front surface of the mirror is extremely smooth and highly polished, while the reverse bears a series of markings hammered into the surface. Several sections of the inscriptions have been damaged, likely intentionally, due to the precision of the chiseling. The gold frame is made up of warped or possibly melted in human faces and strange beasts. Do you have chemistry or physics or geology or anything like that?
No.
Archaeology?
Do you have any of that?
No. I have a cult.
But
But I doubt that would get us anything that the mythos spend didn't.
You can tell it is connected to Neferka, the Dark Pharaoh, a pharaoh rumored to have strange sorcerous abilities and whose reign was removed from history. There are. Let's see. Actually, no. With the cult.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you can make a spin.
All right. And the stability.
Well, Melissa already lost a sanity for realizing it's a legitimate mythos artifact. But here's the story you find out about it. Or that you remember, you heard about this mirror in a book.
Yes.
During this, an occultist operating in Paris during the Second Restoration, after the Napoleon's invasion of Egypt in 1798. One fellow made a small fortune claiming to have a mirror which allowed him to spy on the boudoirs of Paris's most beautiful ladies. The mirror, a dull gray affair, curiously stamped with Hebrew symbols, was said to have been plundered from an Egyptian tomb, plundered during Napoleon's excursions there a generation previous, anointing its metal with foul-smelling Eastern chemicals. The mystic gained all sorts of rewards for his services. He came to a bad end, agreeing to kill by magic the husband of a wealthy patron. When her agents arrived at his chamber to demand satisfaction, the reprobate had fled, the magic mirror in tow. His body was found in a brothel in Germany several weeks later. His heart chewed out as if by a wolf.
It is a bad end.
And that's what actually happened to Countess Saint
Let's see here. In fact, both of you give me sense trouble checks. As you're looking at the mirror, I assume. You can tell the frame itself was a later edition, so...
Spin 2.
Spin 1.
Antiques Roadshow tells you the frame is a later edition.
Yeah.
Value.
Both of you see strange, shadowy figures behind you as you're looking at the mirror. You turn and you see there's nothing there. Both of you give me stability checks. If you're looking at the mirror.
Yeah. I guess there's nothing I can get out of my sense trouble pool.
No. Well, you could shoot at something if you wanted to. But
that's not happening.
Yeah.
I got a 1 roll.
All right.
I'm fine. I've seen
not.
worse.
I'm feeling fragile.
The mirror is a gold frame, almost certainly a much later edition. It is in the Rococo style.
Technically, if I wanted to use fleeing, it could go to that, but
I'm
not that scared.
Yeah. So if you had archaeology, or you could determine its origin.
How big is the mirror?
It's...
it's happening.
Yeah, it's a couple of feet in diameter.
Okay.
Yeah, like 2 feet.
Meanwhile, you mentioned a Quran.
Yeah.
I trained my light on it because you said it was open.
The what? Oh, the Quran, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an open page of the Quran. Open copy of the Quran. So
what page is it open to? What does it...
do not have enough about Quranic scholarship. It is a typical Do you have Arabic?
No, you did. Sorry, didn't think about language.
Yeah, it's in Arabic. It'd be in Egyptian, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
Just out of character, is that actually a clue or is it flavor?
It is flavor text.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind, then.
The guy who's posing is normal.
Which is too bad, because that would have been an awesome place for a clue.
Yeah. So you can continue searching around. The roll top desk. There, you look through it a little bit.
By the way, did you want me to lose one?
For what? Sanity?
Yeah.
Yeah. For you use Cthulhu Mythos. You identified it as
Well, I already did that, but then you had me roll and
for stability.
Stability.
Stability, because you saw shadowy figures in the mirror. They were right behind you, and you looked, and there was nothing there. It was totes creepy. Yeah, it was pretty great.
Okay.
Well, not for you, but you know. No. Good times. Anyways, you take it with you. You can live it off the frame, carry it with you if you want to. You don't have to.
No, it's good.
All right,
it's
you
great.
grab a mirror. You guys. Yeah.
I go into the bedroom and look for an extra set of sheets or something.
Yeah.
I'm covering it with a sheet.
Oh.
Don't want anybody looking.
All right, you cover your sheet.
Ross is so disappointed.
I don't think he actually is.
His face just looks so sad.
So, anyways, back at the manor house, you can blow the siren and see if that scares the cultists off, and then drive away very fast.
Take pictures.
You could try and sneak in, take pictures if you want evidence. You want a police raid. You could, or you're just watching the ceremony. You're watching the ceremony, right?
I think we should just watch to gather information before we run.
There will be the hits on your,
I know, but it's going to probably be a hit on our stability if we leave the man behind.
Oh, yeah, no, clearly.
So, we're going to have stability hits anyway. I might as well learn something.
Yeah, that's the attitude.
Well, it has a point.
All right, so both of you give me stability checks.
So you're passing up the chance to call the cops on them?
Yep, and I rolled a 1.
All right.
2.
Oh.
You both lose 3. You watch an innocent man, or you presume an innocent man, murdered horribly as they.
There's only 3.
He is slowly and methodically beaten to death by the cultists with spiked. They're beating him with spiked clubs until finally one of them drives the spike into his heart. At that point, you hear a cry from the heavens yeah, something like that.
A lot bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, very big. Both of you give me another stability checks.
I feel like we made the right choice. I'd rather be dealing with the mirror right now.
6.
Okay.
Birds don't frighten me.
Okay, here's the scene. You lose 6 stability. And
I'm back to 2.
And 2 sanity.
Jeez.
You lose 1 sanity, Anne, because you see these things larger. They're bird-like, but they're the size of an elephant, and their faces are like skulls. And it lights upon the in front of the obelisk. It does not touch the corpse, but the cultists start chanting and pray. You know, they look like they're in joy, ecstasy, and then as they're surrounding it, but then there are 2 of them there, the 2 of these beasts. But the strange thing happened, the cultists start fighting each other. They start rushing towards the 2 beasts who wait for them, and the cultists start fighting and pushing at each other, trying to get to the beasts first. And they're even hitting each other with the clubs. They're knocking each other back. It's a frenzy until finally 2 of them, one on each bird, grabs onto the bird, the creature, and it starts flying up into the night. And so here is a scene, kind of what is happening. There's it. Except there's 2 of them, and then there are the guys screaming in joy as they're rushing towards it. And it is, quite. And those you have Cthulhu mythos, you recognize those things. You know there's something you've heard the name before, a Shantic, and you know they work as messengers, as couriers for the crawling chaos. Only they take their victims or the chosen to the court of the demon sultan of Azathoth, where they are never heard of again. So these cultists were just fighting each other for the privilege of being taken.
Demon fodder.
Yeah, well... Yeah.
No, it's cool. You hang out, you listen to the flutes.
So both of you gain 1 point of Cthulhu mythos as you have witnessed the frenzy.
There was a reward.
Oh, yeah, no.
Totally worth it.
So there's the cult of Nyarlathotep, the Brotherhood of the Black. The 2 masked priests, by the way, are carrying 2 scepters each, which you can tell. And they use Middle Eastern instruments, flutes, small drums, finger cymbals, that kind of thing. But they're all robed, yeah. There are torches lighting about.
Torches? Fire?
Around the obelisk to light up the ceremony itself.
Only you were over there.
Yeah.
I'd be dead.
So, at that point you realize you need to get out of there. So, because the cultists, the ceremony's winding down, and they're probably going to, start driving on these same
ones that are left after beating
only 2 of
each
them. Only they were only pushing them. They didn't beat each other to death. They were just beating each other.
Sacrifice yourself to Azathoth.
Could we hide the car off the road and wait till they leave?
You could.
And we might be able to take pictures then.
Well, one thing your 2 friends don't know about it. Well, the sacrifice already happened. At this point, they start carrying the bodies back in. Or actually, the bodies have disappeared. You don't know exactly what happened to them. Maybe the Shantics were carrying them from their claws. It was kind of a disconcerting scene. So the bodies are gone. The sacrifice happened. So there would be some evidence left behind, but it wouldn't be a slam dunk case. You could, take photos of it now. You would have enough for Inspector Barrington to go over there and investigate it. But sending 1 police inspector to, or maybe a few off to that.
That's why it's not worth taking pictures.
Yeah. Well, if you took a photo of the actual sacrifice, you would get all of Scotland Yard on them. But
Nah, I don't
Why
think that's
couldn't we
enough,
take a
because then
picture
that's
of
a
the
really
birds?
bad stability.
you're too far away.
Oh.
You were across. You weren't even on the island.
Zoom lenses haven't been invented.
Yeah, they're not that good. Terrible conditions. So, and you don't have any photography. If you had photography, you might have, but
Only so many places.
Yeah, only so many places, only so many skills. So you need to get going. Also, your friends don't know where you are. So
Run away!
All right, you don't have to make any rolls for that. You just drive away, headlights off, into the night or into the early morning, pre-dawn. It's like 4:30 in the morning by the time you leave. You leave a little before then, but yeah. They start driving out in front of you, or not behind you. So you guys, you have the mirror. You can start researching it.
And I take how much is in the roll top desk in the way of documents?
Quite a few. You actually, as you're searching through that, you hear a hollow. You push something aside and you hear a hollow ticking on it somewhere, like
a repetitive ticking.
Like a talk. Like
okay.
Like there's some sort of hollow space you haven't figured out where it is.
I will tap.
Okay, you do so. You can't figure out where the mechanism. You can't. You don't have any points in evidence collection, so you know there's something hidden, hollow in there, but without.
Can I spend locksmith to intuit how a mechanism like that might work?
You still have locksmith left?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. With that, you can.
Okay.
You pop it open, and. In the drawer are 2 sandstone vials with caps. There's not a rope. There's not an ankh. There is a scroll.
They're busy right now.
Yeah, there's a black skull cap.
Are there dusty outlines of the rope in the
Yes, there's a space where it looked like there would be some sort of cylindrical object. 2 of them.
I found where he keeps his sex toys.
Yeah. So, the scroll is filled with Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Yep.
And their vials are filled with some sort of red-brown... there's some sort of syrupy red substance in a black powder, flecked with odd rubbery crystals.
Rubbery crystals.
That's what it says in the book.
How can I tell from the inside of a vial that the crystals are rubbery?
Because when there's a crystal up against the side of the glass, it bends slightly, which is quite odd. It doesn't hold its form.
All right.
A wizard did it.
A wizard, literally.
Sounds like those little scent things you can buy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's potpourri.
Yeah.
The gel potpourri beads.
Clearly. It's, yeah.
So you get that. So you get the scroll and the vials are the real main thing. Actually, the skull cap is gone, so yeah. All the costume bits are gone. Anyways, because he's using them. So, good job.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the rest of the stuff then. And
Let's book it.
So, there were no papers in the desk that did not seem to be business papers?
Not really.
Okay.
Nothing obvious like, hey, here's our cult meeting or anything,
Not like the other business.
Cult agenda book.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty straightforward, actually. All right, well, we should probably leave.
Yeah.
I close the compartment.
Okay.
I close the roll-top desk. I lock it back.
The mirror's gone. You're still going to know something.
Oh, yeah. But he'll have to do both of... Well, that's probably the first thing he's going to do. I mean, you come home from a hard day at the sacrificial obelisk. The first thing you want to do is take off your ankh and skull cap.
Yeah. This is pretty...
Sit down and have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
But still, it's the principle.
It is the principle of the thing that matters. So, yeah.
And also the back door.
All right.
Okay. So, yeah, we need to get a different hotel room under an assumed name.
Maybe change our messenger service. Forward from the one to the other.
Yeah.
Forward from one to a new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds great. Let's play telephone with our information.
All right, so you guys meet up before
wrong.
dawn. You can spend a point of credit rating to get new arrangements. Just 1 point.
Sorry, I spent mine on belly dancing.
Yeah. On information, yeah.
Yeah.
So you do that so everyone...
You got pertinent details and measurements.
You fall down, all of you exhausted.
Time to sleep.
The mirror's still covered.
Yes, it most definitely is.
In a
What
closet.
is the same room
Locked.
that we're sleeping in?
Locked in a closet.
Yes, because it can't not be.
Because things in closets are fine. Everything's fine.
It's only when you open the closet and look directly at the thing do you
I
have a
didn't
problem.
try to look at the thing.
Well, it was magic, so...
I tried to burn the thing.
Yeah, well, it was a portal to another universe.
It's hard to aim at it without looking at it.
True. I'll give you that.
All right, so you get a few hours of sleep. You don't lose anything from any of your pools because you get some sleep. You don't refresh anything though, because you all have strange. You have. It's hard to get any rest. You have nightmares. You wake up several times too, and you guys. You keep
have our own nightmares.
Yeah, no, everyone's had a bad night, but you're all still alive and intact. Good job.
For some reason, now you're saying they're having nightmares. All I can think of is like the cultists with the club, and then all of a sudden it goes all Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I'm like, no more.
Yeah, or it could be Reservoir Dogs stuck in the middle with you.
Oh,
yeah, just one cultist up there dancing. Whack.
Clearly, people who watch Guardians.
Yeah.
Juxtaposition.
Yeah.
I've got it. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Oh, yeah. It's not quite like Groot Camp. All right. So now you need to figure out, in a larger sense, what you want to do, what your play is. You have the cult headquarters, and you need to figure out what you need information from it.
So
I think we need to kill.
Gavigan and El Said are actually working
die.
together.
And they need to die.
At least one of them is a sorcerer, so it's not like that's happening.
Actually, somebody could make, when you mention that, you can all think, one of you can make an occult spend or an anthropology spend.
Anthropology, done.
All right. You actually think about how Tefwick was trying to manipulate you, Gavigan, and then you also think about how the cult was mixed between Egyptian and Arabic members and Caucasian members, and you realize there might be some sort of rivalry between Gavigan and Said, El Said. Like they might be vying for control of the cult.
Right.
So El Said might have been trying to use you as cat's paws against Gavigan. Mm-hmm. So they might be working together, but they might have a rivalry. So.
This might indicate a rivalry between the various branches across the planet.
Maybe we just need to give Al Said a chance to kill Gavigan.
How would you propose engineering such a thing?
I'm thinking about it.
Put them in a room with the mirror. We don't know what the mirror does yet, but I'm sure it's bad.
I'm sure we're going to be able to capture both of them. That seems like a thing that's
we call a meeting of the heads of all of the families of London.
Do you have criminology? There actually could be a way you could do that.
What do we need?
Let's see here. I'm sorry. I can't.
It's not a thing.
Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at what skills would work.
Not vampires.
Bureaucracy?
Bureaucracy. They're not that bureaucratic.
Being a cult.
You never know. They could believe in red tape.
Anthropology would work again, or a cult.
All right, done.
Anthropology? All right.
Yep, done.
Actually, you realize if they're rivals within the same faction, and this mirror that Tefwick owned is really important on him, you could plant it in Gavigan in the Penhew Foundation, and then leak it to Reginald, because Reginald is in Tefwick's pocket.
Or we could plant a fake and keep the ultra-powerful weapon.
Well, that's...
We don't actually know it's an ultra-powerful weapon.
Yeah, you'd have to research it to figure out what it is. You know it's a Mythos artifact, but you don't know what it's powerful.
I'm okay with
got
getting
some
rid of it
Mythos
as soon as
points.
possible.
And lost some major sanity and stability.
No, that was the Shantak. Oh, well, yeah.
And the human sacrifice.
Yeah,
there was that. That was kind of a thing, too, yeah. Anyway, you have some options. You could, if Tefwick believed that Gavigan had his precious mirror, if it was really important. Oh, there it is. Anyways, you guys keep talking. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, we perfectly have the means to do that.
Yeah.
We have the key, we have Reginald. Actually, we couldn't use Reginald to get us in, because then he would trip to the fact that we're planting it, and would not, well, but we do have
We
leverage
could
on
test the
Reginald.
mirror on Reginald.
No, he's valuable.
Yeah.
Is he?
But do we actually need
Yes.
Reginald to get in? I think
No.
we can get in without
We
him.
have the key.
Right.
Yeah.
We had a better cover getting in with Reginald. We didn't
But I
have to
think
worry about the guard.
we'll be fine.
So we could test the mirror on Reginald.
No, because he's feeding us back information.
How do
Provided
we know that it's good information, though?
we don't, but it's information at all.
But testing the mirror on him would give us information about the mirror.
Sure, you're the one who's on its 2 stability. I nominate you to do it.
You don't know how the mirror works or what it does, if
Yeah,
anything.
we don't know how to test it.
Yeah.
Look deeply into the mirror.
Well,
that could be library.
Think angry thoughts from behind the mirror and see what happens.
Yeah, if you make some, you could spend the day researching the mirror.
Library use?
Yep.
I'll spend library use.
Well, so how do we want to convince El Said that it was
We take a picture.
Gavigan?
We hang it on the wall in the Penhew Foundation, and we take a picture.
Why?
And then we mail it to
Pictures
him
everywhere.
anonymously.
But who would do that?
Oh, right. Sorry. We leave the picture, we dead drop it to Reginald.
Yeah. Because
Who's
Who's our
Reginald.
cutout. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We could doctor the photo. 1920s photography, it's really easy to doctor pictures.
Why do we
To
need
what
to do
end?
that?
To doctor the photo to make it look like the mirror is in the Penhew Foundation. So we don't actually have to abandon our leverage over the artifact.
That's all right. I like it.
This is true.
Meanwhile-
you could do that.
We'd need a picture of the Penhew Foundation as well as the
Well,
mirror.
we're going to get a picture of the Penhew Foundation.
I
Why
know
don't
what
we just bring the mirror with us and take a picture while we're in there and then leave?
Because
Risky.
then we're in the position of
Having the mirror in the
the
Penhew
Penhew
Foundation.
Foundation, which will inevitably lead to
Problem.
cultists and having to leave it there to escape.
Because you have lots of points of photography, right?
I have one.
You have more points of photography than anybody.
You
Right.
would, one
Well,
point is
and-
enough
and
to
to-
doctor a photo.
Yeah, to the point, all we have to do is go into the Penhew Foundation, take a picture of a blank wall, then relatively match that blank wall, hang the mirror. I mean, it could be as easy as double exposing the film.
I mean, do they have tours of the Penhew Foundation?
It's open
I
to the
doubt they're
public.
going to allow photography.
I'm sure they have
I pick up the
public
brochure.
galleries.
No, you know what you guys don't have archaeology. They do have exhibit hours, and they do allow scholars to come in
But
to research artifacts that are already there. If you want to, so yeah, you could easily take a photo of a blank wall there. And,
Okay.
I feel like
pose
that's
as a
easier
scholar.
than
all right,
trying to sneak.
works for me.
Every now and then.
Actually, you realize
it's not.
you check your answering service. Patrick says, "Yeah, I lost Gavigan. I think he was on to me. Sorry, I'm gonna take the day off. I had really bad dreams. So
Good. So we've kited him onto someone else for a while.
And we've opened up an even better avenue.
give me a stability check.
Yeah, one way or the other. Aaron,
3.
All right, lose another stability.
I'm down to 1.
it's fine.
Everything's
Put in your sources.
Major. I'm getting kind of hungry, so I don't want to maybe start a big thing.
Okay, well, this is kind of leading. We're winding up for this week. I just wanted to get
okay.
the idea of where you guys are going
What
to
was
go for
gonna go.
next session. So I need to plan because there's a lot of moving parts in this.
Okay.
Yeah,
So during the day,
yeah.
I'm going to go in disguise to the Penhew Foundation. Honestly, unless things go horribly wrong, we can probably go ahead and knock that out and
Yeah.
take the photo.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
so just say that's magically done.
Right.
And
Just
you-
make a disguise check.
Okay. I'll spend 2.
You have to get by Reginald.
Sure. Who has met me?
Yes.
Just checking mentally.
Oh,
8.
Okay, you freaking, you when you come back out, you pull out your Tom Cruise
Look like a
mask.
very
Yeah.
feminine woman.
Oh.
You have
You
your
felt
latex
pretty.
mask was
Oh,
perfect.
so
All right. So you have a photo of the video.
and he's going to use it to doctor
Yeah.
a picture of the mirror.
And you can spend the rest of the day doctoring the
Okay.
body.
I can find a reasonable place to take a photo of the.
Your hotel. They have blank walls too.
Well, I didn't know if it would match the Penhew
It would.
Foundation.
In black and white, it would.
Okay.
And nothing horrible is going to happen
All right.
from photographing the mirror.
Well, that remains to be seen, but I'll spend a point of photography to doctor it.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
We'll
All right.
mail it to so-and-so.
to Reginald. Well,
no, not
honestly,
Reginald, Saeed. The picture.
But what does that mean to him? You're right, because if we give it to
'Cause that was
Reginald,
the
Reginald
point.
knows it's not there.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we won't mail it. We'll just slip it under his door.
Well, we'll do something.
Yeah.
I will say this: you don't know if Tefwick's onto you or not. He might think you're innocent. He might think you're still his pawns.
Right.
So
if
you
he
could
thinks
give
we're
it to him.
pawns, we could just flat out give it to him.
Good point.
Okay.
All right.
So,
This is offering us
But
that.
how
That
does-
seems like a bad choice.
well, I'm saying
He
yeah, it's more
doesn't know
risky.
that we know about the mirror, though, either. So why would we give him this picture of
Yes.
a mirror
Right.
that... How would we know it's special?
Yes.
Okay.
Genius. We
Because-
slip it under the door.
Because it's not like it gets in the newspaper that this mirror was stolen.
All right, that's a good point. You could say, well, you could play it innocently, like we broke in last night. You know that none of the cultists were there because they were all at the ritual.
Doesn't Reginald work for Said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was the point.
We
That's
could
why we gave it to
forge
him.
Reginald's signature on the envelope.
That's true. I do have the papers that have his handwriting.
Oh yeah, no, you do.
So we could make it look like Reginald gave him the photo.
Is there
which
a forgery
makes a lot of
still?
Right.
No, there's
Reginald's
not.
such a sniveling coward that he
I'd say that disguise would work for that.
Okay.
or conceal. Concealing your
yeah.
true hand.
I would say it's more disguise.
Okay.
Or cryptography?
Cryptography, I would allow
Really
too.
well.
Yeah, cryptography would work. All right, so you
Do
do
you have cryptography?
yeah. Since you have cryptography, you do it 0 point.
I mean,
It's an
Okay.
easy signature to fake because he's got
Really?
terrible handwriting.
He's
that
British.
intrigue. It's really more of steganography, but still.
Whatever. I'd say cryptography would.
Yeah, it's
for
they're the same
reasons
field.
of game
Reasons.
balance. Yeah. All right, so you fake it. So now it looks like Reginald is telling him that the mirror's here,
And later on-
he would. Yeah. So all right.
Make a note for next time that I was researching the mirror. So
Yeah.
that way you can tell me stuff.
I can get. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah. So that will be your day. And then your just plan is to sit back and see what what fireworks happen, or who are you staking out?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, there are 4 of us.
Well, we need to follow El Said to make sure that he
Gets
buys
the
it
note.
and responds.
Okay. So that's what we'll pick up next.
Yeah. I mean, basically, at this point, we need to watch the spice shop and
Yeah.
the Penhew Foundation.
I kind of figured this is where Ross was going to wrap it up anyway.
Yeah,
so-
because those are going to be big scenes.
Yeah. Because there's preparedness checks.
There will be preparedness checks.
I drink your milk.
All right. So question, comment, suggestion. You guys have fun with this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really developed.
You guys did avoid my trap.
Mirror?
Well,
The island with the pictures.
well, no, that's just—it's not really a trap if it's just a blatant.
It's obvious
thing
you're
of
going to
death.
die.
No, not following Reginald's suggestion and realizing
He's British.
Yeah.
God doesn't trust the British. That's why the sun never set on the British Empire.
All
It
right.
did make him very nervous and snivelly. It's hard to trust a character.
Well,
He
yeah.
got
I mean,
beat
at the
crap
point at
out
which
of him
you
by a
said,
Catholic priest.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you also
Yeah.
Granted, it was in response to a spin, but you told us he wasn't telling us everything.
Yeah. He's withholding information, but yeah, could have just been about his drug addiction. But no, it was a good. It was a good. I'll just have to get more devious in the future.
No, it's fine. That's a.
I think
that's
we're
the appropriate
adapting,
level of
though.
deviousness.
I know.
Like that was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
All right.
Turning
Cool.
explosions aren't everything.
Yep. All right. So next time there will probably be explosions. All right. So we'll see you guys next time.
I